their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk, sitting in at Pat's desk here. Friday, September 19th. Feel good Friday, fellas. Football! It's a beautiful thing. It was played last night. The Buffalo Bills took on the Miami Dolphins, beat them 31-21. I guess they did not cover the 11.5, 12.5 point spread that we all were talking about before the game. It was a beautiful game. Dolphins showed a lot of fight like we talked about, fellas. I think there's somebody down in the Miami region right now we might call into. Pat, what's going on, buddy? How you doing down there?
How we doing? Miami Dolphins did show a lot of fight, didn't they? I mean, they came out there yesterday and they listened to one of their commanders from the internet, hailing from Victoria, Canada, now living in Indianapolis, Indiana, also down here in Miami. That man right there was saying, hey, I just need to see a little bit of fight, boys. Just see a little bit of fight. And also, shout out to the ESPN people getting Gumpy a camera, because today was going to be epic if the Dolphins got their asses beat last night by the Buffalo Bills, just to see this man's reactions. But I think flying with him this morning, the reaction from him, and I think probably a lot of Dolphins fans is, hey, we were in that thing until very late. The Miami Dolphins defense also got some big-time stops. Kirk Herbstreit last night a couple different times was like, goal for Miami would be to just stop the Bills one time. Like, hey, can you stop the Bills one time, two times? That's how we're speaking about this Buffalo Bills offense, by the way. Josh Allen comes into the season as the MVP, and all they've done is just motor people down. So people are wondering, like, can anybody stop this? Is this going to be the greatest offense? Is this the greatest show on turf all of a sudden up there in Buffalo? And then the Miami Dolphins defense, whenever they need to get a couple big-time stops, they do that. Now, Buffalo Bills punter says, I'm getting a first down, and I like whenever that happens, especially in big moments. But the Miami Dolphins fans, I don't think, are incredibly pissed off about how it went for them. And I think Buffalo Bills fans are like, yeah, we won by 2 scores inevitably, and we missed a field goal pretty bad. That was not Matt Prater stuff at all. So I think Buffalo Bills fans come out of there pretty happy. I think Dolphins fans come out of there pretty happy. And I think we see Ryan Fitzpatrick shirtless, AJ, and that's what the magic is. You see Deion Dawkins' stomach. You see Ryan Fitzmagic celebrated all night because obviously he played for Buffalo and the Miami Dolphins. But I'm pumped. I'm excited that the Buffalo Bills have continued to be great. And although we didn't cover, I think the Miami Dolphins fans have a little bit of fight left in them.
Wow.
I think there's a chance on Monday night, at least the Dolphins fans that I know, or the fan that I know, and I assume I'm going to be around a lot of them. I'm here at the Shalala Student Center down here in University of Miami. We got palm trees in the back here. Boys, we got humidity at about 100% down here. I'm going to run into a lot of Dolphins fans. I will certainly ask them how they're feeling, but I think they were ready to maybe go ahead and ship the whole thing out of town if there wasn't a good performance last night. There was. Now we got Monday Night Football coming up. Okay? Monday Night Football coming up for the Miami Dolphins. Darren Waller's going to be back. Gumpy, I know you're excited about that, big fella.
Massive news. Darren Waller's first game Monday night against the Jets. Here we go. Win the next 2. See what happens.
Now, for all of us football fans, you probably just learned that the Dolphins are playing the Jets on Monday Night Football. We're not talking about that either. Yeah, but last night was a great game. I think Toxic Table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer. Dahn! Cowboys AP Tone. Tone, let's talk about the numbers last night. Obviously, I think Connor was on the Dolphins with the points. A lot of people were talking about how many points that was on a Thursday night, especially being a division game. What was the public percentage at the end, and how much did the sportsbooks win here to start week 3 of the NFL season?
So the public percentage at kickoff was 72% on the Bills to cover the 11.5 or 12.5, depending on where you were betting at. So the books won on that one. They lost on the total of 50.5. 80% of that money was on the over, so the public got the over. But if we know anything about betting, a lot more people bet the actual side than the total. So the sports books, another win on primetime for them. And then the stat that we talked a little bit about yesterday, teams that are 0-2 and are also dogs in week 3 now move to 38-17 since 2017. So that is a solid trend to start week 3 right now.
That was before last night's game there, 37-17 to Tone's point. So week 3 is like the desperation week, I think. And obviously, if it's a division game on a Thursday, you're potentially going to show a little bit more fight backs against the wall, especially in the division. And we learned the stat, you go 0-3, AJ. There's only been one team in the history that has made the playoffs, and it's the 2018 Texans that were able to do it. That's a huge hole, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, it's a huge hole, but I know we joked about it yesterday about this Miami Dolphins team. We said, hey, we need to see some fight, like a moral victory. And I think there was people were talking about it before the game. I actually looked up, Pat, on ESPN, maybe in second, third quarter, and it says Dolphins fighting to hold on against the Buffalo Bills. It was like in the headline already. I'm like, this is exactly what we said. So, I mean, there's no moral victories, absolutely not. But there is hope in Miami still, I would imagine, isn't there?
Yeah, Gumpy certainly has some. Now against the Jets. What's that, con man? You said there's no hope. Are you thinking, though, and this is a direct AFC East conversation here, I guess, Patriots, Dolphins, a little bit of a dogfight last week. Then whenever you see the Bills and the Dolphins have a little bit of a game, does that put you more at ease? And what are your thoughts on the AFC East now as a whole?
Definitely puts me more at ease. Thoughts of the AFC East still remain the same, just like, hey, Buffalo is levels above so many teams, let alone the division, that it's just hard to be looking up. I can't believe there's hope. I'm very surprised that is Gump's sentiment. Nothing looked easy for Miami. Nothing looks easy at all for them on offense or defense, let alone the punt block debacle. But when it comes to Tua, Tua seems to put everything into every throw, whether it's 2 yards down the field or 50 yards down the field. And I don't know what it is, and maybe it's the kind of the evolution of what has happened. It feels like the Miami offense hasn't changed since that first year where it really did revolutionize, offenses, and people started stealing their, sprint outs before the snap. But nothing has really, kind of evolved out of that. Like me and Ty were talking about it when it comes to, LaFleur. It feels like LaFleur's offense has, progressively changed and gotten better over time since he's gotten to Green Bay. Whereas McDaniel, maybe it has changed and the stuff isn't working, but everything feels like they're pulling teeth to get a first down. You FaceTime Rich Rodriguez and he says, shit, I'm just trying to get a first down. And he's serious, and it feels like, the same thing with Miami. Like, it seems as though it is just so difficult, and it still was, one of Tyreek and Waddle's best showings of the year.
To echo your sentiment, I think we all believe that McDaniel is an offensive wizard and guru and has contributed to the sport in a massive way. And a lot of people are trying to do what he was able to do a few years back. Now, it's the 4th year in that system, though, and I don't think it should regress. I think that your culture should be all the way in there. Your offense should continue to evolve, especially when you've been with Tua throughout this entirety. So I think, what you're saying about not evolving it, and I don't want this to be considered a shot, okay? I don't want this to be considered a shot, especially to the fine people of Buffalo, because people in Buffalo are good people.
Love it. Great people.
But the anchor bar created the Buffalo Wild Wing. Okay, the Buffalo Wing. Anchor bar up there. Wings have gotten better since the beginning of wings as a whole.
That's correct.
Anchor bar has never changed anything.
That's a good point.
They have maintained their wing. So do I think they're the best wing in America? No, I do not. But is it the first wing? Yes. So I think they could have, though, maybe evolved, and they said, no, we're the orig. This is how it's always going to be. You others can, juice up the wings with things that aren't real to make them big and monstrous and, cook up different sauces. And did you see the boys last night with the sauces? Did you see the TNF nightcap last night with the sauces? Tony Gonzalez. I didn't know if Tony Gonzalez was going to make it through the night, to be honest. They put that guy through a lot. They get him out there in the kind of cold.
Looks like we got
me.
They are. You're back.
Frozen kind of cold.
You're back now.
But you're good.
Am I? You got me?
Yes. We got you.
Got you.
Is there anybody out there? Can anybody? Hey, boys, good to see you again. You look great. AJ, I thought you did a great job. Your face popped onto my screen as an ISO there for a second as I was kind of frozen through there. Your jawline looks spectacular. But back to the Miami Dolphins offense, I do think it should look better. Tyreek Hill scored a touchdown. He also dropped a deep ball. Like a couple years ago, I think he catches that one, scores the touchdown. Interesting night, obviously, for Tyreek Hill in its entirety. Didn't think that was going to be coming there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But whenever you think about Tyreek and Tua, like this was the norm. This was like 2 times a quarter a few years back. And now it's like Tyreek scores a touchdown and everybody's very excited because, oh, that can still happen for the Miami Dolphins. Is that the Bills' defense doing well, or all these other defenses catching on to what McDaniel does, do you think, AJ? Is it like the rest of the NFL caught up, the rest of the wings around America caught up to the anchor bar? Do you think the defenses have figured this shit out and he's going to have to change? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely doing what they can to take Tyreek away, but I think sometimes it's everything. We hear the comments going back and forth, like Tua, and them talking about you got to earn trust and all of this stuff. That's real. Like, it's a real situation. And when you're struggling, imagine if you're Tua and you're thinking, not only am I trying to find a way to win this game and hit who's open and not turn the ball over, but also, like, I need to feed my star receivers. Like, I don't want to have to force the ball to these guys. I just think it could be tough to manage all that. All the great quarterbacks do it. They find a way. Every receiver wants more targets. But, man, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, Miami
On
fought
that note,
all
AJ.
that. What's that?
On that note, Richard Sherman was asked in the pre-show, he was asked, is it easier to defend a team, an offense that has a star wide receiver, like a clear one, and then everybody else, or just an entire committee, kind of like Buffalo has? Yeah. And Richard Sherman said, number one wide receivers are number one wide receivers for a reason. Okay, if somebody's got a one, you'd much rather not have a one on the other side. But it does feel for Josh Allen, like there's no pressure for him to put the ball anywhere. Sure. Like he's just doing whatever. Kincaid, what a weapon. How about 85? He gets a penalty called on him when it was the other guy, 57, I think I think it was a punt play or maybe a kickoff play or something like that. He gets a penalty, 85 gets a penalty. Then the next time we see him on the field, touchdown. Sick touchdown.
Sweet.
Josh Allen doing backyard football touchdown. It was like, what a nice little night for him to have as opposed to what he was thinking about the rest of his night. Then he scores a touchdown. It's like, good for you, bub. Happy for you. But it feels like Shakir can get it. Obviously, Keon can get it. James Cook is unbelievable, unstoppable. It's like they got a lot of weapons up there, and Josh Allen is just kind of doing whatever he wants. Doesn't feel kind of obligated to do anything.
Imagine not being a quarterback, I guess. Of course, quarterbacks want the best possible receivers you can get. But there is that dynamic of making sure everybody's happy, keeping them, making sure they get enough targets. And the fact that if you're playing this Buffalo Bills offense, you can't point at one guy like Calvin Johnson with the Detroit Lions. Yeah, we got to find a way to stop this guy. We're going to put 2 on him, sometimes 3 on him, and he's still going to get his catches. He's still going to catch deep balls on us in the red zone. But with the Bills, you can't zero in on anybody. They can get you from wherever you look, tight ends, backs out of the backfield, Shakir. Yeah, I don't know. There's something to it. I mean, Josh Allen definitely feels like he's not putting up crazy numbers, but this guy's awesome. Look how confident you have to be to do this kind of stuff.
3 touchdowns, 267 last night or something like that. Those are still big numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
You're right. I guess I am I'm biased because people throw for 350. Not early on this season as much, but in the NFL, people can just put up massive amounts of yards, I feel like.
I agree. Yeah, because we see the 400-yard, 450 games.
Russ, we saw Russ last week.
exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So those games do exist, which certainly is the case, and he'll probably have one of them. He'll probably have 1 or 2 of those things, but he's still throwing for 3 touchdowns. Like last night, I would assume Josh Allen and that offense had not our best night. There was a couple big-time third downs that they were not able to pick up. They got off the field. Defense got off the field multiple times against this Buffalo Bills offense. And I'm not saying anything against the Miami Dolphins defense. I'm just saying the Buffalo Bills certainly did not have their perfect night on offense, so they got a lot to work on still. Josh Allen with the visor with the broken nose, really cool.
Yeah,
I think that looks really cool. Ty, he said he wore a visor back in college, and he said he didn't think it was the right play to come in and swag out with the visor in the NFL.
Sure.
Ty, can we talk a little bit about Josh Allen's story here from cowboy at Wyoming to guy that couldn't throw a football in the NFL, just guy with big hands, all the way to where he is now? Kirk Herbstreit, and I say this again because Kirk does all the research. He grinds his ass off for every game. And he's like, hey, I think this season, basically, if you stop the Buffalo Bills on any drive, you should feel like that is a massive success. That's crazy to think that that's where Josh Allen is right now, Ty.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I say it a lot. I remember watching him play against Iowa when he was at Wyoming, and it was his last year, when he was about to go in the draft, and he was starting to get a little bit of hype. and Iowa just beat the hell out of them, absolutely waxed them. And, so you kind of you forget about that for a while. And you remember around the draft, like all the talk was, hey, he's got a big arm and he's got massive hands. And that was kind of it. And we talked about this the other day, like that first season, he was so inaccurate, it was crazy. I mean, it was just the highlights we were getting were him in the open field jumping over linebackers, and then it was like, hey, is this guy going to be able to survive a full season? Obviously, watching him now, he's one of the toughest sons of bitches in the league, but how much better he's gotten every single year he's in the NFL. I think it was Greeny said this morning on Get Up, he said, no quarterback has ever played better than Josh Allen is currently playing right now. And, that might be recency bias and a bit of hyperbole, but you look at the receivers, he's just unbelievable. Every time you're watching him, you feel like you're about to see something special happen.
Josh Allen will be joining us at 1:10 Eastern, fresh off a big dub last night on Amazon Prime over the Miami Dolphins, who good fight. They did a lot of good fight, which we really appreciate. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills, the things they're talking about, have them going down in history. And obviously Kurt Warner would have an argument for the greatest show in turf with what their offense was able to accomplish. I'm sure there's other seasons that I'm forgetting about right now where an offense seemed unstoppable, but they're clicking, and it's because of that man who's the MVP. We can't wait to chat with him at 1:10. Now, Ty, back to you, buddy. Mm-hmm. And you too, AJ. Tucker Kraft got hurt at practice. What the hell are they doing over there, AJ? What's going on in Green Bay? Tucker Kraft, pretty important piece of this Green Bay Packers offense, pal.
He is, Ty. It sounds like we avoided disaster, right? It's not going to be a season ender or anything?
Yeah, I mean, initially, even the Schefter tweet doesn't make you, feel great. But yesterday, Rap Sheet tweeted it out like he blew his knee out in practice, which is what I believed. I was like, okay, well, this isn't great. And then, they run some tests. Sounds like he may have just tweaked it. And, Schefter said there, another source said he thinks he'll be fine. So that, if you're a Packers fan, that doesn't really give you a clean slate of, hey, we're going to be okay, because Packers, like the Bills, are another one of those teams that doesn't really have a number one receiver. Like, this guy is their kind of weapon X on offense. So, I understand they're playing the Browns this weekend. But, as things are starting to really get rolling here, the Packers cannot afford to lose a guy like Tucker Kraft for multiple weeks.
Are Packers going to be worried about this, AJ Hawk? I mean, Packers are okay, good.
Yeah, he's a monster. I mean, Tucker Kraft, he's like an emotional leader, and he makes plays all over the place. So, I don't know. When you say it seems like they got a scare, but he's not out. I don't know. Is that like MCLP? I don't know, something to where it's a sprain. I don't know how many weeks. Maybe put a brace on. I don't know. Scary.
Maybe he scored a touchdown in practice, and he wanted to show the boys. He said, hey, boys, Tony Gonzalez tonight is going to eat the hottest hot sauce, or maybe not even close to the hottest hot sauce of all time. He might see the end of Tony Gonzalez. So in honor of him, I'm going to do a dunk on the upright, Maybe he yammed one so hard, ball comes down, lands on ball.
Oh, could be.
Right foot. Quick roll of the ankle, like when you're playing hoops back in the day. And everybody, oh, we saw that thing. And Tucker Kraft said, my ankles are pliable, bro. And he's back. Maybe that's what happened. We have no idea, right? There's been no exact reporting of what happened in practice?
Yeah, correct. Other than he went on the injury report, and I did see a lot of people saying, they were taking a picture from back when he was in college and just saying, hey, you just got to give this guy his medicine and he'll be fine. And his medicine in this case would be a Busch Light and a cigarette. I mean, he is that kind of,
okay, good.
Throwback.
Yeah, exactly. Throwback player. So we'll see. School. Hopefully he can still go on Sunday, but no, I haven't heard anything other than they avoided a major scare.
Maybe he tried to run through a wall over there.
I could see that.
Hopefully.
Maybe a shoulder hurt.
Head.
Yeah, because he didn't have a stud finder, for the wall.
Yep.
So didn't have that.
Right.
So when he was running through a wall for the Green Bay Packers, stud caught him in his shoulder. And the reason why they said they avoided catastrophe is because if that's 6 inches, that's potentially
right in the beat.
Center mass, yeah.
And that's a whole thing.
But they hung the TV. They were able to find the studs and hung the TV.
Yeah, they
so it helped the team in the end.
Yeah, he helped everybody out. And that's Tucker Kraft football. Speaking about helping a team out, Jaden Daniel, mild knee sprain. We did not really think that happened during the game. Makes sense with how he looked while he was playing against the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, Green Bay Packers defense might be outstanding this year. Might go down as historic whenever it's all said and done. There's a real possibility of that. But Jaden Daniels looked different than what we had seen him. And then it comes out of the game a little bit injured after wobbling here. Knee sprain. Adam Schefter alludes to it on Monday. Then he misses some practices. He missed practice again today. Tone, what's the update on Jaden Daniels right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. He has not practiced yet this week, and they said, hey, if he's not going to practice, he's not going to play. So that's the latest as far as like his current status. Marcus Mariota will go if Jaden Daniels won't go. Mariota played 2 games last year. We had extended action where he went 18 of 23 for 205 and 2 touchdowns, and then 15 of 18 for 161 and 2 touchdowns. So he had a good showing. Yeah, wow. Mariota had a nice little showing last year with him and Cliff, but like last year the story was Jaden. Like he was the story of the NFL in large part last year, and they took him to the NFC Championship game. I don't think you need to force Jaden Daniels to play Week 3 at home against the Raiders, and that's nothing against the Raiders. I could have said any team there, and I don't think you need to force to play Jaden Daniels, even though you came off this loss against the Green Bay Packers. But the line opened this week at 7. Then the Jaden Daniels news comes out. It's down to 3. The Raiders are +3 at the Commanders. So, I mean, but as far as the season is concerned, this is huge. Like, I don't know if you guys had knee things. Like, is this something, sprained knee, that just goes away with rest or 1 week of rest through a season?
I don't know, Pat. I don't know. Sprained knee usually there's usually not an ACL. You don't sprain your ACL. It's usually something something around it. MCL, LCL, PCL.
Yeah, sprain. Also, there's something that's like around your knee. It's like a netting, I think, of some sort. And you can twist that. That can get twisted. And it the only reason I'm saying that is it happened to me in a training camp.
How?
Right before Hall of Fame game. Ball gets snapped overhead. I go back to get it. I go to pivot and turn, and my cleat just kind of gives out. Now I keep my feet, my feet.
Sure.
Naturally. Being an athlete here. Yeah. But there was like a little twist, like a quick little twist. And then obviously we still go through the period, and then immediately afterwards I'm like, holy shit, like something happened here. Like this hurts. And then the diagnosis I got is like there's a netting outside, and then, that can get kind of convoluted a little bit, so I can get like a little bruising. And they're like, well, I was like, how long is this going to be? And they're like, whatever your knee does. So I think it's I think it's one of those potentially. And I was back, I think maybe 3 days later or whatever, and that was in my kicking leg, so very violent. Part. I'm not saying that Jaden doesn't do much more running, but I'm just saying it was a very important part. And for me, it was just like a few days, 4 or 5 days that I was able to get back. But for him, we have no idea what it is, right? That's kind of the entire story is we don't know what it is, how severe it is. We just know that he's missed practice. Jaden, we'll miss you. But Marcus Mariota, this is a revenge game.
Oh, yeah, big time.
He had some big-time plays for the Raiders. You remember that was at COVID.
Yeah, and remember when Derek Carr got shot in the hamstring? Is that the one you're talking about? And then
Monday Night Football.
And then he threw the dime to Darren Waller. Definitely Mariota makes sense. How about, Pat, Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy's basically forcing himself back into the starting lineup. Kyle Shanahan said that he might be able to play on Sunday. Is this strictly because Mac Jones is Kyle Shanahan's promised boy, and maybe Purdy saw Mac Jones and Shanahan make eye contact with
Connor.
A little too much zest, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know if it was us. I think it was more so Mac Jones on Sunday looking like freaking Brett Favre out there putting the ball wherever the hell he wanted to, dude.
Here's another follow-up to that same knee story. They bring in another punter, Michael Pilardi, lefty from Tennessee, I think. He was on the Carolina Panthers at that point. He comes in to do punt drills when I'm out. This guy's murdering balls. I mean, just murdering balls. And I'm like, oh, this GM already doesn't like me. And this guy, this guy's hitting balls. So there was a sense of, I gotta get back out here as fast as possible. And then we put on a fireworks show, and then you go ahead and let the boomstick do its thing. And then it's all of a sudden like, hey, let's make sure we all remember reality around here. But then Pilardi goes on and has like a 7-year career after that because he was so fucking good. I literally think the camp that he had with us springboarded him to go. Damn. And that might happen with Mac Jones here. That might happen with Mac Jones in this entire thing. Like, he balled out. And if there's another offense that has a similar style to this, where it's quarterback decision-making, accuracy needs to be real, and obviously you need to be able to lead a group, it's like Mac Jones has set himself up perfectly for this Baker Mayfield run here again, AJ.
Yeah, I know they've reports that Brock could possibly be the emergency backup quarterback, they say sometimes. Excuse me. I don't know. I feel like if Brock is either you're healthy or not, either you play or you don't play. The emergency backup, I guess, if you had to put him in, but I'm protecting Brock Purdy if I'm the Niners. Like, hey, Brock, we don't need to force you back in this early in a long season.
What was it
we
again?
paid
What
you a
was
bunch
he
of
hurt?
money.
He had toe and shoulder.
Yeah.
He had a
throwing or non-throwing?
double whammy. I thought non-throwing.
Okay, yeah, that makes it much better.
I was trying to see if there was any, like, did he have a bigger boot on there on the one foot where his toe was hurt? Like, how much is he?
Yeah, how much
Like
is
Ben
it?
Roethlisberger used to wear what, like 2 sizes bigger because his ankle was so sprained every time. Like,
Put a metal plate in there.
Up to his knee.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it looks
So I
fun.
don't know.
But I
He
don't.
does.
I don't see why you wouldn't go with Mac.
It's like is it like a baby version of turf toe? It's not
They
turf
said
toe,
it's
but
no,
it's
they
similar.
said it's turf toe, but it's not. It's
There's levels to
clearly
turf
not
toe,
whatever
yeah.
Joe Burrow has.
Yes, there's levels.
We hope Joe Burrow's okay. A lot of people talking about the cleats he was wearing there.
Yeah.
AJ.
Ooh.
A lot of people talking about
Yeah,
the
what
cleats.
were
saying,
they?
Hey,
What were they?
they were saying, hey, that version of the Jordan was being worn by Michael Jordan whenever he said in his own documentary that his feet were bleeding and they were terrible design shoes to actually play it. But it is modern day. It is modern era. So we assume that it got better. But a lot of people are saying, hey, can't be wearing this. Can't be wearing these nice shoes
Oh, dude,
if you want to be
those
healthy.
are so cool,
Sick.
though,
Those are so
dog.
sick, though. They are sick. They are sick.
sweet.
But I saw a lot of people talking about them. All I know is I'm going to miss the hell out of Joe Burrow being on a football field. We hope you come back better and healthier than ever. Speaking of healthier than ever, the NFL ratings, gigantic. College football ratings, gigantic. And I think if you look at this from just football fan perspective, where the NFL is giving an indicator of where college football can go to. Because these are just football fans happening. Now, I know, like, I grew up in an NFL city. Okay, so the Pittsburgh Steelers, whenever they would win, the entire town was happy. Okay, so that is just kind of what I've always grown up being as an NFL fan. Then obviously once you start playing college football, get into college football, go through the NFL, pay attention to everybody else's school, you naturally become a college football fan the more you learn about it. Because the pageantry, because of the tradition, because of how much everybody loves it, because it's 100,000 plus going crazy, and it's the only sport we have in America that can keep up with the hooligans over in Europe. But whatever you see that the Falcons and the Vikings, okay, remember, they were pitching that as Michael Penix versus J.J. McCarthy. 2 relatively unknown names in the NFL. 21.5 million viewers on NBC and Peacock. And then on NBC and Peacock, 23 million for Green Bay and Minnesota. And then college, do we have the college one? Boom. Texas A&M, 9.4 million. Okay, now Texas A&M, Notre Dame, I understand Notre Dame, massive name. Texas A&M, I guess not nationally a gigantic name, but you can literally do the comparison here on NBC in primetime football games from Saturday night to Sunday night. It's like 9.4 million is huge. Huge. This is a gigantic game. And obviously college football is on its way up. But if you look at the numbers from Sunday night, it's like college football still has so much room to grow. That's exciting shit for me, AJ. I think that's exciting stuff for college ball.
Oh, it's super exciting, and they know that. That's why these college TV deals will be a big part of whatever happens in the college football landscape with the NIL and trying to, make the 60 top teams and everybody else. All of that will play a factor. But you're right, there is room to grow. If you're the NFL, are you thinking, can we still, where do we go from here when it comes to ratings? That's why we're going international all the time, obviously. But
Yeah,
college
and
football
streaming platforms, obviously. I mean, them going live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Them going live on YouTube
Sick.
is such a big play, trying to go international. Netflix, obviously, international. Even Amazon, international stuff. So I don't know how you calculate all the numbers for these games, but whenever you talk about linear ratings just still being up into 20-plus million and only growing for a game that we didn't really know, NFL's ratings king. Always has been, seemingly, AJ. Always has.
Is there a cap? Is there a point where it's all right, we're not going to find anybody else? I mean, you haven't even tapped into the international market. The people around the world that don't even know football, really. If you could find a way to introduce it to them.
These stats have come out every year for the last 4 years. It continually is growing year over year. So they're finding people somewhere. I mean, it just there's no reason.
We live in a bubble, don't we? We live in a bubble. We assume everybody watches NFL football. There's lots and lots of people around the world, believe it or not, Con Man, that do not watch NFL or college football.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but that is why international's sick, and it's why it's awesome for college football. Basically, the NFL has already kind of laid out, hey, this is what you do, and this is where you can go and play. I assume, who was it that signed the London yesterday that they're going over
Arizona
to
State?
Yeah, Arizona State and someone else. They're going over to England, which is awesome. Let's go to London, already have Ireland. I assume they could easily do a Hawaii, Stanford in Australia in a few years after the NFL test it out. I assume they could easily send other Florida teams to Spain after the NFL tests it out. It's awesome that the number is that drastic of a separator, just because you can see there's a lot of places that will see college football for the first time that probably don't even know that it exists, even though they know of the NFL. They probably aren't even that much locked into the whole entire, Colts, Ohio State type vibe that, college football brings.
Yeah, college is such a regional situation where it's, it grows there, but then it becomes a national brand. Another team, I think, that is a national brand. Pat, who you have with you, buddy? You got someone down there?
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time national champion as a player, obviously an absolute dog. The current head coach down here in Miami, ladies and gentlemen, Mario Cristobal.
Yeah, coach!
What's up, brother?
It's hot as hell down here, bro. So this humidity is all day, every day? This
is mild now. I mean, August is about maybe twice what you're feeling right now. This is on its way to being like dream weather.
Okay, so you're playing Florida this weekend. We talk about this in the NFL because Michael Lombardi brought it up one time. Whenever you're playing like Miami and you're a northern team, that is a weapon for the Miami Dolphins because they're in the heat. They are. Do you view your team as maybe more cardiovascular or more conditioned because they have to train in this? It's almost like training at altitude, AJ, because of how thick it is here. You're in a sauna, basically, all throughout. Do you feel like your team has an advantage because of that? Obviously not against Florida, but in general as a whole?
Well, we work at it. Back to the days of Coach Jimmy Johnson, he always used to tell us that football rewards those guys that are in great shape. And fatigue will make cowards out of everybody if you let it. So we always ingrain that in our minds when we're training in the offseason.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll become a coward real quick in this weather. I started, pushing the buttons. How do you feel about the team this year? It feels like it's been fun. Carson Beck, it was talked about whenever you brought him in from Georgia. Obviously, big money play is what everybody was saying. Big money, big money. That was the reports on the line. You did that with Cam Ward as well. I'm not saying the money was a part of it, but I'm just saying, like Cam Ward, you bring him in to lead the team. He obviously does his magic, becomes the number 1 overall draft pick. When you're selling Carson Beck on the program or talking to Carson Beck, why do you feel like he's good for the program? And when you're telling him what it could be like, is this exactly what you're telling him, basically? Is it working out exactly how you both thought it was going to be?
Well, 3 games in, we feel awesome about the progress. I mean, when you watch him on film, 23, he had a phenomenal year. And 24, he did have a good year, but the pieces weren't quite in place like you had him in 23, right? It was a very, the scheme kind of morphed into something different. And we felt that our offensive line, our skilled players, our running game, and then surrounding him with just, a certain type of environment that he could really thrive. And the guy's a competitor. He's an awesome, awesome teammate. And he's a natural leader. So far it's working out pretty well.
The leadership thing, can we talk about how important that is whenever you bring in these veteran quarterbacks? Because I think the way people are talking about Cam Ward in Nashville right now, about how like his aura, it radiates through everybody else. Cam had his own way of leadership, Carson's style of leadership. How is it in the building, and what do they compare to each other?
Yeah, I thought it was really neat because he didn't participate in spring ball, so he had to watch. But he was involved in every walkthrough, involved in the running game, pointing out protections. He was always engaged. And that holds a lot of water, man, with your teammates and whatnot. He was always in there, and his knowledge and the time he was investing, that just gained a lot of, attention, a lot of trust from his teammates. And once he started playing, they saw him rip the ball, and they say, okay, this guy's a dude.
Yeah, he looks like a veteran, too, just so comfortable. Running the offense. We talk about that in college football. Obviously, you've been in college football a lot longer than us and know it a lot better than us. But just having a quarterback that can operate and just get you through shit, I think is a huge advantage at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it is. You always look at your team like, what's it like right in the belly, like right in the gut, right? Your center, your quarterback, your tailback, right? Your nose tackle, your linebacker, and your safety. Is that made up of a veteran, hard-nosed, experienced crew? And we feel that when those pieces have a lot of experience and they have a lot of resilience and toughness and they're callous kind of dudes, you always got a chance to be good.
Got to build through the middle. AJ Hawk, Mike linebacker back there, has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, what are you expecting this Florida Gators team coming in Saturday night? Obviously, they're going to be kind of upset coming off a loss. But what kind of challenges do they present to your team?
Well, they're one of the most talented teams we've seen in 4 years. They've got speed, they've got size, they've got great scheme, great coaching. I mean, they're as good as any team that we have faced. So we always expect everybody's best, and we're looking forward to an unbelievable opportunity.
Florida games. Obviously, you went to the U. Florida games always have a little extra juice, especially this year. Felt like everybody was going to go on a run, and then obviously Florida has their little bit of a slide. But I feel like from what I've been told from Florida boys, that does not matter. A lot of people know a lot of each other here, and every time you play each other, it's a very familiar style of game against the guys.
Yeah, I mean, rivalry games across the country, right? You're never all the way in the win column. You're never all the way out of the loss column. Like, it's always a back and forth. The energy, the intensity, all the hype and noise surrounding it, it's a different level. And so our job is to make sure that becomes a non-factor and that we focus on doing our job and not letting anything get in the way of that. But the intensity that these guys, knowing that they know each other since high school, youth football, you name it, they've played each other for a long, long time, so the intensity's through the roof.
How often do you guys jump in that big-ass pool I just walked by? They got a huge pool in the middle of the campus.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I think there's a high dive. Yeah, there it is. There it is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a high dive that's over there. I mean, the campus is alive.
That's our freshman dorms, the condos right there that overlook that, and then, good recruiting opportunity here. So
we got a wall there. Party just told me we got no shot at getting that. Cameraman, no shot. He said we ain't got it. Can't get to the pool. But beautiful campus, feels alive too, very much alive.
It is. They have our president Joe Echeverria has done an unbelievable job, and those that have come before. I mean, they have built it almost looks like a resort in a private school setting. So that's hard to beat. So we're super blessed, man.
Yeah, it is a resort down here, boys. I can see how people kind of move.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Tone has a question for you back in the Thunderdome, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, I do. A lot of people already talking about how you might have the best O-line, D-line combo in the entire country. And obviously, you've paid quarterback the last 2 years because that's the most important position in sports. But after that, do you know, and is it part of your philosophy, hey, we need to get O-line, D-line right before we do anything else?
I think you have to, because those are the two positions that take a little bit longer to develop than the other ones. I mean, you see a lot of plug-and-play receivers, running backs, DBs, and the big guys, right, they have to get bigger, stronger. Their bodies have to be accustomed to all that pounding and whatnot against bigger bodies. So we certainly felt that was the path for us to start rebuilding Miami.
Can you talk about the Miami legends? Michael Irvin, okay? I saw him last night. He was all jacked up on the internet talking about hitting a siren. He missed the game last week. He wouldn't miss this one. We see him on the sideline. I think he's on all fours sometimes. He's alongside of it. Obviously, Ray, Ed, Reggie Wayne. I mean, The Rock, obviously, is an alumni member here. Yourself, it's like, is it starting to feel a certain way back here in Coral Gables? Is that conversation taking place about how when the football team is great, the entire university maybe has a different type of aura around it?
Well, I've been coming to this campus since I was knee-high, brother. I want to be a Miami Hurricane my whole life, and I'm a nobody compared to those legends you mentioned. But the attraction was seeing these monsters, these absolute legends, come back all the time and be involved in giving back and impacting the players on the team. The fact that they're back, the fact that we're improving, and we got a long ways to go. We know we have a lot of improvement to do, but to see the momentum that's being generated, brother, we just want to work. We just want to shut out all the bullshit and just get right at it, get to work, and just go get better. We play an awesome team on Saturday, tomorrow. We just want to get to work, man.
I love everything about that. Also, I love that not only just shut out all the noise and work. I heard you're jiu-jitsu guy. Is that accurate?
You want to fight me
right
now?
I almost shot on it right there. I want to let you know. I didn't know what our relationship was. I didn't know what our relationship was. Okay. I didn't know what I don't know. If you were to watch that clip back, you would see me looking at you and literally just figuring out whether or not I should fake for a single leg right now. I'm happy I didn't. Look at his ass. He's ready to punch me in the face. He's ready to punch me in the face. Oh, we'll see. We still got some time left on this. The Talks at Table has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. You were a walking pancake block back in the day, by the way. Don't be so humble in comparison to those other guys you just mentioned. But with everything Pat just mentioned about this team and how you guys do block all the bullshit out, if you could maybe mentally go back to when you were that walking pancake block for the U in the 90s, how much of this team reminds you of those teams that you won the Natty with back then? Is it a very close team? How's the camaraderie? And do you see kind of the same trajectory and path that you went on back in the day as this team does this year?
I think that was a time and a place that will never be duplicated. I just got to be honest with you. It was a day and age before social media, cell phones. I mean, that was a really edgy bunch. I mean, these dudes were, they were real now. And they were awesome teammates. Within a week of being on campus, you were part of the brotherhood and life changed forever. And so what we're trying to do now, and our former players are helping us, we're trying to kind of get away from going back. We're trying to get into moving forward, moving Miami forward, and the principles and values of what those guys implemented here be a huge part of that. That's what we're trying to do. But do you sometimes have flashbacks from some of those incredibly talented and half crazy players that I had a chance to play with? Absolutely. And God bless, man. That was the best part about being a Miami Hurricane. I mean, I'm going to live and die being a Miami Hurricane. I love it. And the fact that we're starting to get better, we got a long ways to go. The momentum is real. The fact that you guys are here is an honor. And we just want to get focused on the game.
That's a great pound. Wow.
He was trying to set the tone right there.
Yeah, that's a hard pound right there.
Yeah,
you hear that
watching
thing.
the single leg over here.
Hey, way to stay alert. I see that.
Show him that
I
set,
see
Matt.
now.
Show him your set. I know you were taking a couple
sprawl, man.
Yeah.
Pass set.
Check this out, Coach.
Look at that.
We got to work on that, man.
What?
We got a lot of work to do,
Yeah,
brother.
right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. See, look, he was about to put me
Show
in a
him the
little
screen.
hot-
Show him the screen.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Got the screen, let's see.
Screen's coming. Okay.
Here we go.
Boom. We kick. Bang. You see that? And then we're out. We're out. You see that?
He got Aiden Hutchinson,
would've-
Coach. He got Aiden Hutchinson at the Super Bowl.
Well, you wouldn't be getting much NIL from us, with that technique.
Jeez
but,
Louise. I thought we're handing out bags of cash around here. The talks the table. That's another question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of that, you mentioned how these in-state games, tend to be a little bit different. Last week, South Florida, this week, Florida, and then obviously not looking ahead, but you have Florida State. When it comes to recruiting, how important are these in-state games? Like, will you notice sometimes that your entire recruiting class, can maybe shift a little bit if you aren't successful in these games? Because we obviously know the U is at its best when you guys recruit Florida the way that you have.
Well, I think performance on the field and trajectory of a program always has an impact on recruiting. These things go down to the wire, man. You see some big-time victories in September, and then you see some flips and some other drastic changes in recruiting. I mean, it's almost like, yep, there's a football season, but there's also a recruiting season, and a lot of times it's tied to it. But with these three schools, don't be surprised the way that it goes in so many different directions. So I'll focus on just busting your butt, man, and doing everything possible to get the right type of guys here, man.
Isn't that what they always say? Like, you don't like recruiting? Isn't that what everybody always says about you?
No, we get after it.
Yeah, they say you recruit 25 hours a day. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah,
Tony,
the
about him?
goat of recruiting. The reason Bama was Bama, some people would say.
Is because of you recruiting 25 hours a day.
It's a product of when everybody gets on board. You know what I mean? It's recruiting is never a one-man show. It's a buy-in from everybody, and quite honestly, I mean, these players, their families, they can see if a guy's full of what. If you truly believe in what you're selling, and if you want people to come in, right, and be like for real and be part of it, then I think they see right through the real and the BS. And we've had a great track record, so we want to keep attracting the best of the best.
Yeah, well, it's fun that your team is very good, and it is exciting that game day is here. You need to know that. Like, we are very thankful whenever we get a chance to go to places, especially me, that I've never been before for this show. I'm very thankful to learn about how it operates around here. I'm excited to see your fan base. I'm excited to see you tomorrow morning. I'm pumped to kind of feel what a game day is here, because obviously this place has a lot of history in the sport of football. Go ahead, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned recruiting. When you are recruiting, like, where do you take them? There's so many options you have, I think, there in the Miami area that other college cities do not have what you guys have. I would imagine that's a huge weapon. Like, what do you do typically if you bring say you bring a big 5-star in for an official visit? Where are you taking them?
Like you mentioned, there's so many places. It starts with campus. I mean, this thing has exploded into being one of the nicest places in the country. And again, we're in Coral Gables, so you want to show them Coral Gables and where 95% of their life is going to take place. And in the day and age of NIL, we're very well postured to present a model that's both private from an academic setting, private from a take care of your business in a football setting, but also from a business standpoint, being in economically, the fastest growing city in the world. So there's a lot to sell. I'm not going to give up our, where we go and whatnot to pass that information on, but you guys are more than welcome. We'll take you guys
sweet.
to those spots if you want to. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, we'd like to go on a recruiting visit here. I think that'd be a fun time. The fastest growing city in America, Miami, is that what you said?
Economically.
Oh, there's a lot of money coming here. Good time to have that. Also, good time to be a great recruiter. Do you hate the one transfer portal window in winter, or do you just, the way it sounded like every college coach that I've talked to, anonymously, of course, has said happy that it's not 2 windows, but I think everybody would have preferred the spring one in the football world. Do you agree or not agree with that?
Man, there's no perfect answer. I mean, the one, everybody's all for the one. You wish there was some type of waiver where if it was in the middle, or when I say the middle of the actual football season, fall and spring, if it was in January, February, you wish there was some type of waiver that allowed you to visit guys and they could start school a little bit later as opposed to scrunching it in that short window.
Got it.
Because it's not fair to anybody. So we're all trying to find the answers. It's imperfect, but adapt or die, man. It's that simple.
Yeah, it was a big decision, I think, that was made this week by the NCAA, having the one transfer portal. It's a wild time, and I appreciate you saying adapt or die. I was like, I would have got
no
AJ,
about it.
No,
AJ, did you see that? I got these. I wore my Adidas shoes down here for you guys, too.
Yeah. Hey,
They're
what's
a
your
little
roll
bit
around?
About to choke his ass out.
Yeah, please do,
man.
Coach. Can you show us what that might look like? You don't have to do it, but can you show us what the technique looks like, maybe?
What, you're talking about my technique,
No,
AJ?
if
Is that what you're talking
Coach
about
got you like in a rear naked choke, like what would
he
he'd
arm-
have to squeeze and put you out.
We know what a rear naked choke
I
looks like.
don't.
I don't think he has to show it,
I
AJ.
barely
Look
know.
at that power stance, right
Look at
leg
him.
back, right
Look at
there. He's ready to throw one.
Always
Holy
ready.
shit!
Maybe he's an armbar guy.
Jeez Louise, Coach, calm down.
Are you an
It's
armbar guy?
tomorrow.
Are you? What are you? Are you a choke lock? Are you a heel hook guy? What type of jiu-jitsu guy are you? What is your your move?
No speak English.
You ever roll with Jake Laser?
Muchos. Yeah. Have you ever rolled with anybody that is fighting like that currently that we would know that are fighters? Do you go to any of the fighting gyms or anything like that?
We get a chance to go to a lot of the, events that are in town and whatnot. And long story for another day. You
No,
know?
how'd you get into it? That's
Long
jiu-jitsu
story.
is.
Yeah, like
Another
Joe
day.
Mazzulla, Pat. Joe
All right.
Mazzulla, like
He's got to stay focused. He's got to stay focused on the game. Big game against Florida. I can't be talking about how I rip people's heads off. Okay, that is not what we're doing right now. We're trying to win a game tomorrow against Florida. We appreciate your hospitality. This
Thank you,
is
man.
beautiful.
Appreciate
Good
you,
luck
man.
tomorrow, man.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
You're
much.
the man, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Mario
Good luck,
Cristobal.
Coach Mario Cristobal. He just didn't want to show. He didn't want to like rip Pat's head off, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I know.
I might be
He's a monster of a man.
getting this wrong. I get the impression that he's a no-nonsense kind of guy.
I don't
Big
understand
former
why.
O-line
Yeah.
national champ.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. I love how he stuck with him. Long story.
Yeah.
Not for today.
He wasn't kidding either when Pat shot for that fake single leg. He right away.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Cocked, ready to go.
And he's the man.
Huge.
I mean, he was impressive situation. I mean, guys love him. That's why he's a great recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a, like you say, no nonsense. I think he's still coaching his guys hard. You know,
I
I don't
get
think
that
we can coach
impression.
guys like
Yeah,
we used
yeah.
to. I think he coaches guys like he wants to, exactly, and he holds them accountable.
Yeah, and that Bama thing's real. Like, he was a recruiting coordinator in the teeth of their dynasty.
2014 or whatever. I think 2013, whatever. Yeah, the whole time.
It was insane. It was from
And O-line, that they had just dominant offensive line.
Yeah, it was incredible, and that was all him. And I don't think a lot of people know that. I didn't know that until before the season started, and I think we talked to him, and that was kind of the holy shit, this guy basically really did recruit all the biggest guys that have come through Bama that you're thinking of in your head right now. After 2014 or whenever the hell it was.
Well, and then people kind of forget he had to transition Oregon from the Chip Kelly era, which was just all speed and all like smaller guys into what they currently are. Like he was the bridge
You got to
between.
rebuild the whole roster.
Yeah, and they won multiple Pac-12 championships when he was there. It was like a can Oregon win the big game type thing while he was there, but he's now done it. With Oregon, turning that program, not turning it around, but like transitioning it into what it is now, and then Miami definitely turning it around and bringing it back to what it was.
People kind of killed him a little bit when he left Oregon to go to Miami too.
Yeah.
Even though like he went there and obviously was very successful there, but it was like, what the hell are you doing? And then early on, a couple of those things happened, and I don't want to say people were calling for his job because that's not the right way to put it, but like it was loud, and then for them, to look at where they're at right now, it's like. They're arguably the best team in college football right now.
Man, which is wild to think of. Did we get an answer? Is Michael Irvin going to be on the sideline?
It
seemed like it?
Yes.
Yeah,
It sounded
it's gotta
like
be,
it sounded like he said he would not miss this one. This does feel like one of the bigger Miami rivalries because there are a bunch of them. But is it this one or Florida State? Probably
Florida State's the biggest one.
Florida State. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but I can imagine if you could have Michael Irvin on the sideline. I'm having Michael Irvin.
Fun little fact about the Miami schedule: they only leave Florida 3 times the entire season, and they don't leave Florida. The first time they leave Florida is November 1st to go to SMU in Texas. So they won't feel any type of cold most likely until that November 22nd, and 29th games against Virginia Tech and Pitt. So a nice little wrinkle to their schedule to start the year, too.
Yeah, nice little flight for Stanford, too, October 25th.
Coming down to Miami.
No, yeah,
That's not a bad deal. I'd take that all day long, I guess, right? Tone, what are people thinking about? What are the gamblers thinking about this game?
Yeah, everyone's on Miami. It's moved,
What's the line?
It moved from 7 to. I just saw it at 8.5 at a couple books, so it's trending up just because Miami they haven't looked great in every single game and area so far versus Florida, who people are coming off back-to-back weeks where they lost to USF and then Lagway threw 5 interceptions last week at LSU, even though 20-10 against LSU at LSU
with 5 picks.
With 5 picks,
one of them is wild.
One of them being a pick 6 is not a bad result. So it's a dangerous game for Miami, especially with Florida State next week. But I assume they're going to be ready and they're going to take this one super seriously and then put pressure on Lagway to hopefully kind of cause those same turnovers that LSU did last time.
Absolutely. I think Pat and Coach have wrapped up. Pat, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Dude, it was a great time. I don't know if you know, my baseball team, national champs.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I'm on the team.
That's sick.
They seen what I did with the Washington Wild thing. They see my on-base percentage. They saw what I did in the outfield, and they said, you know what? GM said for Miami baseball, said, you know what? Get the guy a tarp, bro. All right, let's go Hurricanes. Let's go win another one.
That is awesome.
Hey, you know what we do, Ty? Ty, you know what we do?
What's that?
We got quick pop times.
Oh, yeah.
We send it around.
You learned from Jason
Send it
Kendall.
around.
What position are you playing? What are you playing in the field? You playing catcher?
No, right field.
He's playing right
I think.
field.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, they saw me. I'm already a professional, so I actually had to go through an entire NCAA thing because I played for the Washington Wild Things, as you remember.
Yeah.
We're in what farm league was that? It wasn't called Bush League.
No,
it was something similar to that.
Bush 2 League.
The Frontier League.
Yeah.
Frontier, there it is. Yeah, it's something similar to Bush League. Yeah.
Definitely
It was,
not Bush League. It was not Bush League.
I agree. The Washington Wild Things do not run a Bush League operation. They actually run a great operation.
They do.
If you get to a game, you should go. Good beers, good food, good times, good vibes. Washington Wild Things baseball, and obviously we lost by 40 the game that I played. Not because of me, I think, Ty. What do people say?
Absolutely not. The pitcher that game got roughed up a little bit. Couldn't get an out, unfortunately, and actually kept Pat quite busy in right field, believe it or not.
It was the biggest
I made a
crowd
couple
they've ever
plays.
seen.
The
pitcher was a bit nervous. It was the biggest crowd he's ever pitched in front of him, and he did not handle the lights well.
That I couldn't believe it. I saw the lineup card. I was like, Jesus Christ, they got 5 lefties in the lineup. They're just going to be peppering balls to Pat all night, but he hung in there.
So that's what happened. So that's what happened, actually. Ty told the pitcher that. Before the game, Ty goes, hey, saw the lineup, a lot of lefties. That's going to Pat a lot. And he goes, yeah. That's what the pitcher said.
Yeah.
That was his response. Yeah. That was 2 hours before the game. So I think he was maybe defeated before he even stepped foot on that mound, I think, potentially. And I'll tell you what, some guy hit a home run on him that's still going. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They had a
Roxy,
massive.
what was that? That may be the second out or something? Go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that they had that like massive batter's eye, like out in, God, I can't, it was like right center
yep.
maybe. Yeah. And this guy hit it. Maybe
it landed in Morgantown.
Yeah,
actually,
maybe
I'm pretty sure.
250 feet over that. It's still going. It's still going.
It might have been the biggest home run ever hit in a baseball game that was being watched by people.
Yeah.
You know, like that is how big of that is the biggest ball I think I've ever seen. And obviously it was nice to play baseball. So shout out to GM from the Miami baseball team. Back to what you were saying about Florida, Miami. Obviously huge implications here. If Miami wins this one, obviously they still got Florida State, but they're really on a let's go. You know, there's a conversation tomorrow at the beginning of game day that's like, there's a lot of teams right now in college ball that are undefeated. And it's like, one of them probably going to have a great run, at least one of these teams that are kind of, not normally in the conversation. And last year, especially with the new 12-team CFP, if you're in an ACC or Big 12, like you still have ways in, even multiple people. So there's a lot of teams right now that I don't think we would normally be chatting about a potential championship run. And maybe we're still not at that point yet, but it's like, there's some schools that are going to go on some magical runs this year that we're going to talk about all season, and I'm excited about it. I think the NIL and transfer portal has brought that to fruition. There's also some teams in the NFL now. One team, I guess, the Miami Dolphins, 0-3. 0-3. There's some completely defeated teams who have yet to play their Week 3 NFL game, but we're staring down potential 0-3s for a lot of these teams. In the stats, the way they talk about 0-3 teams having success, it's like there's none of them. There is no success for 0-3 teams. And I think that's scary whenever you look at that list of teams that are completely defeated and could be staring us down, especially teams that we had a lot of high hopes for. AJ Hawk, whatever you put there we go. So look at the teams that we have on here.
Yeah, Chiefs as well, too.
Could you imagine if the Chiefs, how's that happen?
No idea.
Good question.
The whole reason of the graphic was for the Chiefs, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chiefs and Texans, that was the whole reason.
Like, actually, I think that, AJ, you were actually there for the entire conversation, I think, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, because we're trying to figure out, hey, who has a chance that is completely defeated right now? The Chiefs are one of those
And the
teams
whole
you
thing
kind of
was,
have to.
The whole thing was like, are the Chiefs going to miss the playoffs?
Yeah.
Are the Chiefs going to miss the play? Like, if they end up going 0-3, are they going to miss the playoffs? No way, AJ Hawk. We're not putting the Chiefs in that department yet, are we? But stats will say there's a chance if they don't pick up a dub here.
Yeah, you just have no room for error, I feel like. If you fall behind 0-3, imagine, like, up against it every single game. You're thinking, okay, every third down we don't convert. Oh, there it goes. Our season's, we're screwed now. We have no chance.
Well, and the other thing, too, is, like, we just watched last night with Josh Allen, and it feels like it used to be Mahomes that was that guy, and it's not right now. Like, Josh Allen, we said, he doesn't really have a number one, and he's just kind of slinging the ball around, just distributing whoever's open. Whereas the Chiefs, like, they have Kelsey, sure, but they don't have like a true number one, and they don't have like the same type of kind of flair that the Bills have had
right now.
And they don't have James
they can't
Cook
run the ball
either.
Yeah.
James Cook is legit, man. I love watching that guy run.
And if you look at those, if you look at those, like those teams up there right now, and the Chiefs were favored to win their division, and Texans were favored to win their division. So those are like the two surprises right now. Both those teams are on the road this week. Texans are going to the Jags. They're actually 1-point dogs, and then Chiefs going on the road to the Giants on Sunday night, -5.5-point favorite.
Got to be the Giants, right?
Could you imagine if they lose to the New York Football Giants on Sunday Night Football? What the reaction will be Monday?
Time, man!
Oh my God, it'll be historic from people that aren't Chiefs fans. Now, Chiefs fans will still be bummed out, but boy, the rest. Wow, hey, that's good. Hey,
Look at that.
that's good work right there. That's good work, boys. Behind the scenes, that's great work. Hey, that's why you got to point things out that are wrong so that there's an opportunity to correct and make it even better. Good work, boys.
We got
Good
better.
work
We
back
got
there,
better
boys.
today.
Grown, we did get better as a team. Now, we had 2 bags of chips and a donut. Okay?
Sure.
Less than 30 seconds after Bull Rush leaves the Thunderdome. But we're able to obviously adapt and make some magic here, which we respect and appreciate. But the entire world, if the Kansas City Chiefs were to go completely defeated 0-3 and be a part of that statistic, as only one team since 2000, if ever, has made the playoffs after starting 0-3, man, people would be dancing on their graves so loud. And Connor, you know that because it was what everybody did to the Patriots whenever they were on their run, anytime they would lose a couple games.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of setting yourself up for one of those you're on to Cincinnati situations, especially when you do look back. Historically throughout the dynasty, the Patriots September record was never good, and it feels like that might be the little overreaction, is that Mahomes is a god in September. Everyone says he never loses. It's always a hot start, and that's not happening this year. So the overreaction is even more so, not to mention the Taylor Swift Travis stuff over the summer. Like, everything is so bad for the Chiefs right now on the outside that it makes me think like probably the right time to bet them to win the Super Bowl is right now.
That's yeah.
Well, actually,
for sure.
I mean, actually,
they usually win these games.
AJ,
They usually win them these tough games, I feel like.
AJ, I don't know if the clock's on or not, so you're going to have
You
to
got
go
20
and take
seconds,
this thing
yeah, I'll
home.
get
What I
you.
will say is you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Hey, you're doing a great job. I don't know why Coach wouldn't get you in a headlock or talk really about his jiu-jitsu history right there. I thought for sure he was going to take you down. You guys might get on the ground and roll around a bit, right? And maybe next time, huh?
Yeah,
We're going to get out of here. Pat
we'll see you in the next
Josh
hour.
Allen, Nick
Yeah,
Saban.
AJ.
See ya.
It's close to $1 million in prizes. Maybe we'll break that today. Over $1 million to charity for a total of over $2 million given away. And I got a feeling you might have somebody with a leg, Pat, trying to take some more of your money.
Yeah, Reese, I appreciate you saying that it's my money. My wife, my daughter, and my mom are happy to hear that reiterated. I think it's very clear that no business would actually sign up to give away $250,000. Jack, what year are you here at Oklahoma?
Freshman.
You're a freshman,
yes,
okay.
sir. Okay.
You're from Houston. What's your major here?
Accounting.
Okay, so it's going to be tough to count all the dollars if you make this kick. Have you ever kicked before?
I did one time. It was kickoff in a JV game.
How was it? Was it terrible? Did you kick it out of bounds?
Sucked. It sucked.
I like that.
He came prepared.
Look at this. Guy brought cleats.
First
Guy
ever.
brought cleats. What is your mindset as you go?
Honestly, I'm clear-minded. I've been listening to a lot of music, so I'm locked in right now.
Who you listening to?
Frank Ocean.
All right. Why don't we up this to $200,000 to you? And we'll keep the $100,000 donation for the light beneath the well that obviously the Michigan player is doing to make the world better. Michigan, Oklahoma potentially coming together. You're a lefty here, okay? If Ernest Hausman can dig some wells, you can somehow pull a rabbit out of the hat and hit a 30-yard field goal, not only for your bank account, you accountant, but also for the world. Go on, Jack! So much fun. All right, let's go. Jack, come here, Jack. Jack. Oh, shit. Okay.
Look at that swing! Unbelievable.
Jack,
upset
Jack.
of the week.
Jack, come here, buddy.
The scouting report did not have that going through.
Okay, so it was a $100,000 kick.
Son of a bitch.
It ends up being $200,000 to you, $100,000 to Ernest Hausman's The Light Beneath the Well, $550,000 in total over the first 2 weeks. Jack, congrats, dude. That was unbelievable.
What just happened, man? I can't believe you hit that.
It was all worth it, bringing the cleats, doing the whole thing.
Sir. How close did that come?
2 yards. 2 yards, you cleared it by. Congrats, Jack. Let me sign this check. What a magical morning here in Norman.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Hour 2 of the Pat McAfee Show. Feel good. Friday, September 19th. I got to peek down at my sheet every time to remember it's the 19th of September. We're here, boys. Football was played last night. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills took on the Miami Dolphins, won 31-21. Pat is down there for a huge matchup. Miami Hurricanes, Florida Gators. What's going on, Pat?
I just talked to the president of the university right over
What?
there. I think I'm going to throw this thing up right there. He is, great story on him, by the way. So he was sitting in the game day meeting. When I walked in there, he was in the room already, big room, these schools give us like a room to set up. Some places only have like a smaller room for us all to kind of pack into. We're cool with whatever. We know it's difficult whenever we come in, try not to take up too much space. Big space here. This is big, huge area. We go in through a back door, up through a kitchen. I mean, this has been the greatest setup by far. Just no questions asked. Just want that. So I walk into the production room. We go into the production room. This guy, great suit, right at the door. Literally turn, suit, shake his hand, and he goes, why is this guy calling me a suit? He's talking to Pete Thamel. Why is this guy calling me a suit? And I just like pointed at him basically, like what he was wearing. And I was like, good to see you. And I shook Pete's hand and I go in and I sit down. 4 minutes later, meeting starts. Pete Thamel introduced, president of the university. Great. This is good news. So he gives a speech, obviously welcoming us, thanking us for coming. And then I apologize, obviously. So sorry that I just called you a suit. Then I learn about his history. This guy is set up to be I think he used to run a pretty wide money company, like international. And then he was retired in the area. And then they were looking for a president, and it's like, this could be a guy that maybe just, lives in the area that we could have. And since then, you've just seen like new building, football team going, Legends. This guy's the real deal. It's like the perfect guy to be. I think almost other schools should look at like hey, in this modern era, it's business now, right? Not that, not that it ever hasn't been, but more so now than it's ever been. I think this president of Miami is very good from just quickly being here just a couple hours and hearing people without being like told to complimenting this dude. Like, hey, the president, this guy is a weapon, basically, like the way they talk about him. So whenever you talk about everybody being aligned, it feels like at Miami right now, everybody is aligned in the same direction about 2025 and forward being the greatest it could be. So it's awesome to be down here, and I'm thankful that football season is happening. And this game day show, drops us in the middle of places that I've never been before. And I think tomorrow morning should be electrifying, AJ Hawk. I think it should be electrifying down here. Hot as shit, but I think it should be electrifying.
Yeah, where are you guys going to be? I think we have pictures or graphics. You're not obviously at the stadium. You're on campus. Like, are you set up right in the middle of their quad or whatever it's called?
Yeah, so the stadium is like 45 minutes to an hour away. Okay, so obviously space, and I don't know where the hell party is going right now.
His cameraman sucks, man. He's overcompensating.
I have no idea where you are headed right now. The stadium, though, hey, don't you even think Party has been crushing it here. Party has been crushing.
He's trying too hard.
Spanish. He spoke Spanish to Coach Cristobal.
Wow.
If my ears weren't mistaken, I mean, there was a full moment there with Party and football. But the stadium is like 45 minutes to an hour away, so I wondered as well, like, what the hell is going to happen on campus. Obviously, it's a night game as well, so on campus, everybody will be here. Freshman dorms, this place is alive. This campus is alive. The most alive campus that we've been on in some time, and it's because it's like a resort, It's a massive week. Like, people want to get out and about. Like, there's hangout.
Think how many parents
really
want to come visit your
I feel like I hear party.
Too.
Do I hear party music right now? Is that what
you hear, Mr. Brightside?
There's a pool.
Yeah.
There's a pool right here in the middle of campus. I mean, it's like
my campus did not.
Everything
I did not have a campus pool at Duquesne.
Well, bingo. That's what I'm saying. Like, everything you think, neither at West Virginia. We had a couple apartments that had these pools, and I'll tell you what, we played some pool volleyball some places, and I had some fucker moments. It's just a game, bro.
Jeez.
I don't know. So big show. We'll go ahead and take that thing down. But everything you think of, like the University of Miami, like, what do you think? Oh, palm trees, like, like the glitz, the glamour, the show, the nice, the pool, the resort. Like, it is. Like, that is what they have done. So good for them. Private institution, too. That's been said numerous times. So I think they're very proud of that. I think that is something that they are also take a lot of pride in. So it's great to be here. But, yeah, you're hearing a little party in the background because that's what party in the city where the heat is on all night and I'm in the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami.
Still doing it.
He's actually the guest picker this weekend.
Will Smith?
Oh, Pitbull was busy, actually. Pitbull was busy, and then I think Ricky Ross potentially said no. And then Will Smith, because of that one hit, Miami, I'm not sure he was asked. Morgan Wallen also has a hit called Miami. I'm not sure he was asked. But tomorrow, having 2-time Stanley Cup champion Matthew Tkachuk come by, I am jacked up about this. I didn't think he would be. When his name was said, that came out of nowhere for me. I did not expect Tkachuk.
Sure.
Especially because of all the football. But, like, what he has obviously brought to South Florida, and he calls this place home, and I assume the energy that he is going to bring is going to be spectacular, and I can't wait to see him. And I'm happy the NHL is representing here on game day, because I think this is the first time ever, AJ, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it really? First time in NHL, like a current
I don't doubt that.
past NHL guy? Okay.
It is, yeah.
Makes sense.
Then Tkachuk is the perfect dude for that. We know he's going to fit in.
I agree. Are we drinking out of that thing? What's going on?
Is he bringing it?
Figure out how this.
Is he bringing it?
Does he have Lordo?
He's going to have to.
Mikey.
You are definitely drinking out of it.
Yeah, well, they better be. I mean, it's called Lordo is Matthew Tkachuk's tag team partner.
Yeah.
They go where one goes, the other goes. That's kind of how hockey's going right now. We don't know if Stanley Cup's going to be here. We don't know. But if it's not, I'm going to be bummed out, but I'll be pumped to see Tkachuk. But if it is here, what a glorious Saturday morning as we kick off another incredible football weekend. Big game tonight. Gumpy, big game tonight. You're jacked up about.
Iowa Rutgers.
Yeah, you're muted.
Gonna be a banger.
Are you muted? Did you hear him?
We got him.
Okay, so I can't hear any of the microphones up here.
Not
So
sure
we
if
can,
it was from your mic, though, or from his mic.
Could you hear Coach Cristobal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You couldn't.
No, I almost took the ears out to hear him up there, but then I was like, oh no, can he not hear himself either? Does he think he's potentially, does he think this is not get beat? Because I thought maybe he was going to beat me up for like a
He was looking. He was eyeing you.
He certainly was. Okay, what's the games we need to be excited about this weekend, though, boys? You can go to the Talks table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Obviously, there's one half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, AP Tone. Ty, what are the games we need to be looking forward to this weekend? It could be college, could be NFL. What are you getting zeked up about? Is it West Virginia at Kansas? 13.5-point spread there, as West Virginia has no shot, just trying to get a first down there. Obviously, Michigan, Nebraska. That's a big one in the Big Ten. What game are you looking at, Ty? Illinois? Oh, my God, in Bloomington.
I'd say Michigan, Nebraska typically because I think that will be a good game. But for me, it's got to be Illinois, Indiana. I don't think in my lifetime this game has ever mattered. I really don't think it has. I don't think anyone's.
I think 1950 was the last time it was a top 25.
There you go. Exactly. 1950 was the last time this was a top 25 matchup. Usually these two teams, for the better part of my life have been also rans in the Big Ten. It's just like, hey, chalk that up as a win. Illinois sucks. Indiana sucks. We're going to beat the shit out of them. And like Stanford Steve said on another college football convo, this is it's basically a playoff eliminator. Mm-hmm. So anytime you can get one of those this early in the season, I'll be very excited to watch that game.
The college football season has lived up to the hype. You know what else does, as I'm noticing and watching, and I don't want to be like an ADD guy with a squirrel here. Mr. Brightside hits everywhere. Did you see it last night?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was spectacular. I mean, there was one guy that was drunk in front, Dolphins fan, where there's two people singing behind him, and they're singing Brightside behind. I think everybody on earth, every age, knows the lyrics to that, AJ. I think that is a natural sing-along song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is it, 20, how many years ago? Is that 20 years old, at least?
At least, probably, yeah.
That's wild. It's many stadiums, I think it's a thing. Is that at the pool party that behind you, they're playing that? It's pretty loud.
I think so, yeah. I believe it is. They got good speakers here, obviously.
You got high dive out
everybody
there?
wants to
You got
hear
high dives down there in Miami?
There is a high dive here, actually. I've been staring this thing down. I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't look as high as what I thought it was.
Yeah, do they got some of them gators down there?
So there's like a natural free water back here, and I do wonder if there's a gator roaming around, because if there is a gator roaming around, you got to grab it by its tail. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what Steve Irwin, shout out to Steve Irwin's family. Foxy, update on the Irwin family.
Robert Irwin absolutely dominated on episode 1 of Dancing with the Stars on Tuesday. He was outstanding. He stole the show. Okay. Shout out Robert Irwin.
Okay.
He told me he was crocodile mostly because of where he's from. Rob's dad, Steve, there obviously. But you got to grab the tail of that thing. You got to grab the tail, and then you mat the back towards the upper shoulders, and then you grab the mouth with your two hands like this, and then you need to gator roll the gator and get it upside down, because then it will fall asleep. If you get it upside down, that thing will fall asleep. And I did that type of preparation as I was heading down here to Florida. I just want to let you guys know I did my research. So if you guys see a gator here during the show, please tell me and know that I have a plan.
Prepared for everything, surprised by nothing.
Well said.
You got to tape his mouth. Gumpy's got to get the tape out and tape his mouth shut, though. If you
put a towel over his eyes, because he's much more docile when there's a towel over his eyes.
Yeah, if you paint it, too, it dies because it breathes through its body. So if you paint an alligator, it can't breathe.
Can't
just
spray paint,
FYI.
Its whole body?
That'll be real easy to do.
No, if you just have like a can of paint and you dump it on the alligator, it will slowly die.
It's true.
Well, then how do you know if it's a boy or a girl? Don't you got to kind of get up in there, I think? Gumpy might do that, I guess.
There you go. Or you could always go with the Jeff Landry route and just shoot that gator square in between the eyes.
No.
Real quick now. Just let that gator go back to bed now, gator.
We are awaiting Josh Allen to join us fresh off a massive AFC East win. Why is this conversation going the way it's going? Well, we are awaiting the MVP. We hope he does make an appearance soon so it can stop. We got 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
All right. That's 2 seconds.
One.
Hey, another one of those good games is Auburn, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I like when Auburn's great at football. I didn't realize they were back in the top 25. This would be kind of sweet if War Eagle all of a sudden doesn't stink and the SEC just adds another Titan back to their repertoire. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, you talk about adding a Titan. I mean, if Oklahoma was to be added as a Titan to the SEC, that'd be a big deal, And this might be the first time, long time, that we've seen Brett Venables have an offense that's able to match how great his defense is. Now, I know I was told this morning in a meeting, obviously can't forget about the Dylan Gabriel year whenever he was with Venables at Oklahoma, and I agree. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel was able to do his thing. But what the Oklahoma offense is with that guy right there, Mateer, who obviously has had to transfer, and he came alongside his offensive coordinator, and what he's been able to add to this Oklahoma Sooner football team is an explosive offense and an awesome offense, a reliable offense, and one that isn't going to turn it over, just a quick 3 and outs, so that the Venables defense can hunt, which they will do. I like this Oklahoma team a lot, AJ, and that's after going there and experiencing it too, and seeing them and feeling what it's like out there. They think they're all the way back too out there in Boomer Sooner world.
I tell you what, with Mateer, how athletic Mateer is and how reckless he is sometimes with his body, and he does not care about his physical well-being, which I respect as a quarterback. I am an absolute fan. And the Jordan armband, wristband on the right arm looks legit too, with the beautiful spat and the pants up above, and he looks good, man.
Great uniform.
He's an athlete.
You know what he is? He's a white quarterback that runs and looks athletic. He reminds me a lot of the guy that's joining us right now, the reigning MVP, a man who has been the leader of the Buffalo Bills for long enough time for us to know that the Buffalo Bills are going to win a Super Bowl soon. Is it this year? We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, the unstoppable, huge hand having, friend of Phyllis and D, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh.
What's up, dude?
How we doing, guys?
Heard you ran into CD last night. Is that accurate?
Not falling for it. Not falling for it.
Could you imagine, though, if we get you on ESPN, as soon as you pop your face on with that broken nose, I get you a CD's nuts immediately. That would have been spectacular. I like that you are a weapon around the locker room. I think you look good. I want to talk about last night with the visor. Was there any change? Did you feel different? I know you wore it in college. And how long is this going to last, you think, with this massive nose and snaz that you have going on right now?
Hopefully not too long, but I think kind of going back to last year, I put the glove on after week 1 when I had a little hand injury and, a little nose injury, put the visor on. So we might have to keep rocking it. We'll see how it goes.
I think it looked cool. Let's put a little tin on there. Why not? Let's go ahead and get the sleeve on. Let's start swagging out here a little bit. Yeah, maybe the mirror. Yeah, maybe the mirror.
I know he has the red one. I think he has the red visor too.
Oh, something to think about. Okay, let's not do it.
Training camp.
The red one, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that again. We need the MVP wearing a red visor out there, especially for the last year in that particular stadium. And obviously, Bills Mafia shows up every single night, and last night was no difference. Let's talk about your offense. Kirk Herbstreit said last night during the game, and I've mentioned it a couple times because this is what the expectation is of your offense now. He said if the Miami Dolphins defense can get a stop, I think they should view that as a success. And I think he would have said that about a lot of defenses right now. What is it about your offense that has you guys clicking so much, and what are you excited about with this year's particular offense?
Yeah, I think we just got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. Obviously, we're running the ball really well. James Cook looks like he's shot out of a cannon every time he touches the football. Our O-line is doing such a good job of communicating and working together. In the passing game, we got guys that are in the right spots. Teams are typically playing some soft zones against us, which there's just some underneath stuff that we're just going to keep taking until they take it away. So, part of the reason that I think we're so, we're having such success is, again, guys know what they're doing. They're in the right spots. And then when there's plays to be made, they're being made.
Yeah, and you're an alien. Go ahead, AJ. That's probably why as well. Go ahead, AJ.
I'm thinking as a D coordinator, if they're thinking of facing you guys, like the week leading up to it, you can't really point one guy. Like, you distribute the ball so well. You guys can run the ball so well, throw the ball, anything. Is that a huge advantage for you, thinking like, hey, there's no telling where I'm going to go with this ball. I'm going to take what you guys give me, what is open, as opposed to some teams sometimes when they want to jam and make sure a guy gets 10, 15 targets?
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. I think, again, the types of men that we have in our locker room, especially in the receiver and tight end position, nobody's begging for the ball. They understand that they're going to have opportunities throughout the game, and it's not going to be, like you said, 10 to 15, but they're going to get 5 or 6 opportunities to go make something happen. And to be able to start into the field, to the boundary, to the slot, like all our concepts, they're varied. A lot of things look alike in our offense. Joe Brady and our offensive staff do a great job of presenting different concepts from the same look, and it makes it tough on defenses, but it makes it fun playing the quarterback position.
It's fun watching your offense operate because it's like a well-oiled machine. And also, I said you're an alien. It's like you're one of one, brother. You're what everybody is hoping to get whenever they draft a quarterback. Whenever we go back to your draft, obviously your first year was what it was, second year was what it was, third year was what it was. From that point to becoming an MVP to where you're at now, like, obviously you had to have the vision of it. And is that the main motivator, is you knew what you could be? Or what was kind of the offseason development process for you year after year? Because you've gotten better this year, too. Every offseason, you get better, seemingly. Is that because you have a vision of what you can be, or how do you kind of get to that point?
100%. I think it goes back to, being a high school kid that wasn't getting any offers, knowing that I could play at the Division I level, and then getting to the Division I level thinking that I could play in the NFL. Just having that internal belief and working hard, and make no mistake, it's taken an army to get me here. There's a lot of people in my life that I can thank and played their part in what's going on, but ultimately I'm just trying to go out there. I work really hard with the guys on the football field throughout the weeks and throughout the off seasons, and I'm just going out there. I just want to have fun. I just want to play some football. You see the little flip there to Jack, his first touchdown. But guys work hard, and we have a lot of fun in Buffalo. It's a pretty tight unit, and we love playing ball.
Jack needed that. He almost slipped and fell on this play, and he also got called for a penalty that wasn't on him. I mean, he had a rough go there for a little bit, and then you give him a sick touchdown. That's a good moment for all the Buffalo Bills fans. Ty has a question for you about Bills Mafia.
Yeah, Josh, when you look at everything, and they've mentioned this not just on the game last night, but, in the media the last several weeks about how, kind of taking everything in with this being the last season at you guys' current stadium before you move on. When you kind of put all of that together, does it kind of have the makings, and does it feel like something special is about to happen? Because people are already starting to, form that storyline of, like, can you imagine how crazy Buffalo would go if they would, win a Super Bowl in the last season in this stadium before they kind of set off on this new era? Can you feel that?
100%. I have vivid dreams of it. I think it's obviously storybook ending for the stadium. But at the end of the day, it's my belief that it's already written. I'm just trying to see what God's got played out and laid out for us on this team. And I'm just going out there and just trying to, like I said, play football and have fun and do what I think I was put on this earth to do.
Were you put on this earth to make sure that those bison at that new stadium are, you know what I mean?
60 feet tall.
Make them bigger. Got to make them bigger.
Boom. There it is.
I like where your head's at, bro.
You can
I want to let you know. I like where you can definitely make that. I think you could probably make anything happen. New stadium looks awesome. They gave like the inside view of it last night on Amazon Prime. How much of that are you guys being talked about or asked about? Any at all or nothing?
Not much. But
not even like, hey, do you want coconut husk instead of tire shreds on the turf? Are they asking those questions to Josh Allen or no?
We're grass, brother.
Wow.
Oh.
Boom. Heated, beautiful
wow.
in Buffalo.
Hey, that's big. So were you not asked about that? You were asked about that or no?
We were told about it, but it was, we like grass. I've got some turf burns on my legs that make me really like grass. And I
got some joints.
I know Pat likes grass too.
Yeah, we all do. We all love to watch it, Josh. Okay? We're talking about vitamins, I think. Okay, that is what you're talking about. We do love the grass. Down here in Florida, I only got the medicinal grass. It does feel right. But we'll find a card somewhere, Josh. We'll find a card somewhere. Connor has a question for you, Josh.
Yeah, Josh, Jack, Incredibles reference. It feels like the vibes on offense are at an all-time high. Keon Coleman, it feels like, has also taken a massive step. Last year, I don't know if it was, a lot coming in as a rookie and, maybe it took him a little to learn, but it feels like he's off to an unbelievable start this year. You and him clearly have a really, really good connection. How was that work with him this offseason? Was that something you two were together for a lot? Was it more so training camp? And then you mentioned it being a really good offseason for you. Was that because you worked out with Drake May and he explained to you how to be, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? Was that kind of how to be a back-to-back MVP? Was that the whole thing? And as a New England Patriots fan, let me just say, thank you so much for helping him play quarterback, brother. I can already see it helping. I can already see it.
Listen, I haven't done anything for Drake. We got to spend a little bit of time together. He is a fantastic kid, though. I tell you that. He plays the game the right way. He's got a really good head on his shoulders. I'm a huge fan of his. We have I think we share the same agency, so we've been around each other a couple times. But again, just down to earth kid. But going back to the Keon question, yeah, just the work that we've put in training camp, it obviously paid dividends in week 1. Week 2 and 3, a little bit different game plan style, but still being there and opportunities to make some plays for us. And he's been doing a good job with that.
You talked about training camp. Do you hate or love Hard Knocks? I thought you came across very well. Obviously, I've never been around you for a season or any of your training camp stuff, so I assume it's just status quo for you. But, man, I love the way you lead. Did you enjoy Hard Knocks in there, or did you guys hate it like some people do?
You know what? They did such a good job of communicating with us, understanding, how we felt about it. I'd be the first one to say that I wasn't very excited for it. But the crew, NFL Films, did such a good job. We knew exactly where they were at all times. We know who was mic'd up when we were mic'd up. We had the opportunity to really feel like we were ourselves and trust that they were going to put the best versions of ourselves out there. So it was much better than I anticipated. And glad that, people finally got to see what a winning organization looks like. Typically, it's been teams that are coming off a bad season or a new coach or a new quarterback it was fun.
Spotlighting your fans too. It was cool. All of it was cool. I really enjoyed your guys' Hard Knocks. Now, I'm not saying I don't enjoy other Hard Knocks, but I think Hard Knocks had potentially lost its luster a little bit, okay, because social media teams and digital teams, but then getting a chance to learn about you and how the Buffalo Bills operate, especially with how much respect we have for the building, it was cool. I'm very happy you guys did that. AJ actually has picked you guys every single game because he watched 10 minutes of the first episode. Ain't that right, AJ?
Yeah, I don't know exactly which episode it was. Conor McGovern's wife, he was talking with his wife, and she said, oh, yeah, we broke camp. He finally broke camp after all this time, and 10 minutes after he was home, he called all of his buddies or texted all of his O-lineman buddies and asked them if they want to go bowling or wanted to hang out. And she's like, we just got you home. You've been gone for a month or whatever. And I felt like watching that. I'm like, these dudes are a team. These guys love each other. These guys hang out. And then I see you being a jackass all over the practice field in between. And that's what makes me really solidify.
Love that.
Like, this dude is the leader and they love him. And you have, all your different names for everybody. That's something has that grown as you've been there with the Buffalo Bills? Did you know it was a special place when you first got there? And how have you grown into that role?
No, it's been a special place since I've got there. And I take a lot of pride when players go to other teams and they come back and they're like, you know what, it's just not like this everywhere else. And I can't speak to how other places are. I'm sure there's places that are similar to us, but I'm sure there's places that aren't even close to what we got going on in our building. The type of vibes and friendships and the relationships that we're able to build here in Buffalo. Because, like you alluded to with Connor, we can send out a text and be like, hey, come hang out. And guys are at your house in 5 to 10 minutes. Everyone seems like we live very close to each other.
It's like college.
It's very much like a college atmosphere, and it's something that I completely cherish. And there's a proponent of it is like there's not many distractions. We can focus on football, but at the end of the day, it's the relationships and the friendships that you form. Because I do genuinely believe that if you trust somebody off the field, you're going to trust them more on the field.
Yes.
Absolutely, playing for each other as opposed to just alongside each other. I think that's a big deal. I've heard you've hosted a lot of different events, right? Wasn't there free agency stuff you had at your house, and then we heard about, and then gatherings.
That big Halloween party.
That.
The circus.
Yeah, the Halloween. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like when the quarterback's doing that. And legit, that's an obligation, I assume you feel as the leader of the team?
Obligation, no, but it's something that I love doing. I love football because, again, I get to go out there and do what I love doing, but there's just nothing better than the job that I have, to go and hang out with the boys. I know it's hard work when we're in the building and there's meetings upon meetings, walkthroughs and practice, but some of the relationships and the conversations that you're able to have inside of a NFL locker room and a quarterback room, it's relationships and friendships that I'll cherish forever. And it's just the best job in the world. And I just love getting to do it.
Do you guys still have Jamal up there? Okay, Tone has the last question for you. Josh. Okay.
Josh, I am a Steelers fan, so I think it's easy for me, but your career arc kind of reminds me so much of Big Ben, like a huge athletic guy coming out of a small school who started as someone who was just a lot of backyard ball and then turned into an elite thrower of the football. Was there anyone that, like, when you were coming up that you watched to model your game after? When you do make a backyard play versus one where you hit like your 5th step or 7th step and it's just a perfect throw, which one do you like better?
That's a good question.
I like that.
Playing on
That's
time,
Tone. That's good journalism, Tone.
Playing on timing is great. When you're able to take that 7th step and trust your guy and put the ball out before he breaks, there's something special about that, but there's also something special about extending a play, putting your finger up.
Yeah, there is.
Having them do what you're doing. It feels like you're playing a video game, you know? So one of the guys that I grew up obviously watching and loving and trying to emulate was Aaron. You know, I know he's a big pal of the show. But I've gotten to know Aaron over the last few years and again, someone that I completely looked up to on the football field. And I'm still like just trying to find, he still throws the heck out of the ball and just trying to find more ways to tighten up my mechanics. And he's such a good person to watch for me.
Yeah, for so long, he's 41, still moving out there, still spinning it. Arm, you guys feel, and AJ says this about Aaron, obviously, he hangs out with him, is closer than we all are. We've only got to meet him over the last few years. AJ's known him for a long time. AJ, we saw him at out at Tahoe. He was at the American Century. We're staying at Aaron's place. He rented an awesome place. I'm sure you've seen it, out there on the lake. And we're out in the water, and he's up on the top deck. And somebody calls for a beer down in there. And Aaron I think he just woke up, like literally just woke up, goes into the fridge, grabs a beer, 12-ounce wide, steps out onto this deck, and he just hawks this thing into, like, no warm-up, nothing. He's like 38 maybe at the time, 39 years old. Just no warm-up, just bang. And this thing, maybe 60 yards, this beer can, just through, hits tube that guy's sitting in, too. Like, so I'm a little boozed up at this time, maybe a little high as well, going back to grass out there, especially California grass. You guys got good stuff out there. So I'm like, what is this? Like, a whole question. And AJ goes, he'll be able to throw anything for the rest of his life. Like, I feel like you are a similar person. People talk about your arm talent. Has it always been that you just had an incredible arm, like baseball growing up? Has it always kind of been that way? And do you elite throwers of shit think that you'll be able to do that forever for whatever reason?
I think so. I personally believe the way I learned to throw back in the, at the ranch, going in the backyard, and we had a shop and it was just all gravel. We had a big like trash dump, and I just pick up rocks and I just chuck them and try to throw them in there. So that's how I think learned how to like throw it and mechanically, just figuring it out by myself. So that's I think we'll be able to do it forever.
Oh, we got one of these. We got some of these.
Skip them? Can you skip them on a pond?
Yeah.
I bet you're a pretty good skipper.
Yeah.
I can skip a good rock now.
Okay.
Have you seen the World Skipping Championships? Has a little controversy.
Man,
have you seen this?
What'd they do?
I have not.
The rock skipping contest, the national one. This is a real thing.
Yes.
Hey, some of these guys are getting like 60, 70. Unbelievable, okay? They're doing deep submarine tosses. Obviously, any of us that have ever skipped a rock understand that's the right way to do it. They're manipulating these rocks, Josh. These guys are cheating. These guys are cheating.
They're
winning.
They're greasing rocks.
Oh.
They're greasing these rocks. They're shining them down. Can't do that, Josh.
Not a good look. Not a good look for the rock skipping community. That hurts my heart.
It's a big one.
Flag football. You gonna do it? Olympics?
If I get asked, I absolutely want to compete for my country. Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't get asked,
You would
we
be
got a
awesome,
problem.
right? Flag football. You'd be awesome in flag football, I think.
I would hope so, but again, these guys are playing it year round, and
Don't stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're not doing that.
You're Josh
Okay,
Allen.
before we let you go, and we appreciate you joining us on this glorious Feel Good Friday, especially for you guys, 3-0. Congratulations. My wife texted me in the middle of this. She very rarely does this. I know you don't care, she says. Okay? I do care. I would like to let you know before I read the rest of this message, I do care. Okay? Josh Allen's lady is in the show, Emily Dickinson. I love that show. You should ask him if he runs lines with her. Do you do any of that? Do you assist?
I wouldn't say we run lines. I mean, she reads all of her scripts by herself, and she'll give me some updates on them. But we will at some points kind of just go off and do some improv stuff.
Ooh.
So it's pretty fun.
Ooh.
My wife, she's an absolute stud. She's the best. What can I say?
Mega talent, both of you. When two greats are together, it's good for society. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. And tell D we said hello, okay?
All right, tell Wilma I said hello.
All right, that's Josh Allen. Josh Allen. All right, sweet. Unbelievable. Him on Bussin' with Will and Taylor.
He's
just
incredible.
the entire time. I love AJ. I love that he is that guy. And there's when we were in the locker room, I don't know what it is modern day. I don't know how much that cares. Normally, one or two of those guys who really love that, and they're very good at that. I've seen people who are maybe in the Hall of Fame set up phone calls to the trainer's room, emergency phone calls, set off almost like alarms, So people, just for a D's nuts joke. Just for a D's nuts joke. That's it. Like,
wild.
Call, alarm go off. Who is it? Somebody needs to talk to D. Okay, where's D? And then immediately, boom, like 14 people. It is a magical moment in the locker room. That just goes to his style of leadership, though, AJ. As we lead into a conversation with one of the greatest leaders of all time, I'll give you guys like a minute and a half or so until we see you back here in Miami.
Yeah, absolutely. As Coach Saban will be joining us from down there. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys saw the Hard Knocks situation. I know I've been a broken record talking about the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah. You have.
I have. I tell you what, they bamboozled me with like overwhelming positivity on how they interact. It just reminded me of like the best teams I have been on. How they want to hang out, how they're like, it's something where they'll look back on when you get older. You're my age, I'm 41. You're like, man, that's a special thing. Like, I hope they're enjoying it.
Well, they always say that, but like you would know because you played in Green Bay how much of that, like, hey, there's nothing else to do. Like football, like
huge.
How often were you hanging out with guys on the defense or the offense because you didn't have anything else to
all
do?
the time. That's the best thing. He said, 5 minutes. You send a text out 5-10 minutes. You guys will be at your house or hanging out. Like, yeah, 5-10 minutes away when you could, whatever it may be, if you wanted to golf in the off season with guys, we might have 5 or 6 foursomes in a row for playing like on a Tuesday afternoon after workouts in May or something.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about those cities, though. Like the cities and towns themselves are built around football. Like Lambeau, Buffalo, those entire areas. The only thing that matters is the football, and that is kind of why playing in a small place like that would be so cool.
It's great. It's like a college setting. Yeah. Speaking of college, I think Pat, what's going on, buddy? Who you down there with now?
The greatest college football coach of all time, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Saban.
Yeah, coach. Looks good.
Hey, glad to be here.
How you doing, man? It's great to see you. You look fantastic. Is this linen here for the humidity? I know you're retired and you will frequent Florida, but when you come down here, is the body ready? Is the suit ready? Are you excited for tomorrow?
Yeah, this is Miami colors, man.
It
is. This is it, baby. That's what you wear in this kind of climate.
Are you going to try some of the local medicine here that I've...
No, I'm not allowed.
No, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Dr. Me says always good. Let's talk about coming down here to Miami. Obviously, we all, from outside looking in, remember when Miami was the powerhouse. We just talked to Coach Cristobal, who obviously you know incredibly well. He said, we're trying to look forward. We're trying to, make this also a time because he was a part of the history. What do you see from this Miami team, and are they legit? Last year, a lot of football gods blessing them with a lot of great things. We thought maybe they were a team of destiny, fall off at the end. Cam Ward, #1 overall pick. This year, they get Carson Beck, who obviously you know well. Do you think they are potentially implementing a culture that will be talked about for a long time around here?
Well, I think they are because I think they're a good team top to bottom. Last year they had a great offensive team. They couldn't stop anybody on defense. So they had to try to outscore everybody. It didn't always work out that way. One thing that I think if you really want to make it to the playoffs and you really want to make a run, you got to be able to play defense. You got to be able to play defense. All right, they got a great offense, and Carson Beck's doing a great job. I like their receivers. I think their offensive line is outstanding. Their 2 tackles are very physical, good players. And it plays right into what Carson Beck does best, which is pocket pass. And when you can't affect him in the pocket, he's really effective. But the fact that they can play so much better on defense this year, I think, is the thing that gives them the best chance because defense travels. I mean, even when you play on the road and you play in tough environments, it shouldn't affect the defensive players nearly as much as it does the offensive players. So if you have a good defensive team, I think you have a better chance in the long run to be successful.
It was an awesome production meeting this morning. We're talking about a lot of different teams. And one particular person was just saying, how's their defense? How's their defense? How's their defense? That person was this person. And I think you might hear a little bit of that tomorrow when he's breaking it down. But AJ, whenever push comes to shove, we talk about it in the NFL, like it doesn't show up till it shows up. And when it shows up normally is in the biggest moment. And it's like if you can't stop somebody in the biggest games, right now feels good, but inevitably you're probably pretty fearful for the future. What are your thoughts, AJ? And what's your question for Code?
Yeah, it's a demoralizing situation when you can't get off the field on 3rd down, especially, or a team's running the ball just down your throat, and you're like, wait, I don't have any answers. And everyone starts jumping out of their gap and trying to do things that are outside of your responsibilities. I think that's the tough thing defensively. And speaking of that, Coach, like as a defense, and with your scheme and everything you've done over the years, how do you know, I guess, how to craft your scheme to your players to where, hey, it's not too complex, but it is that we have enough answers to what offenses are giving us, but I want these guys, You got great athletes. You're a great recruiter. I want these guys to run fast and not have to think too much. Like, how do you craft your game plan?
Well, one thing that I thought was really important, because you say, sometimes you can't stop the run, sometimes you can't get off the field on third down. I was never one of these guys that tried to make it simple. I was a whole part whole guy. To use, Pat's terminology, I would take a bucket of shit, throw it on the wall, see what stuck, pick up the shit, throw it up there until it all stuck. So it might take longer for some guys than others. But that's the way I approach it, because we wanted to be able to make adjustments in the game. And I want players to play fast, and I want them to be confident in the game, and I was always going to pare it down for the game so they could do that. But if we had to make adjustments in the game and play better situation football, there were things that we could do. I mean, you've been in a situation where a team's getting in a bunch pass, and whatever you plan, to play in the game plan, you can't stop that pattern in the way you're geared up to stop it in practice. So you have to be able to change. And if the players can't adapt, you really can't change without going out there and making mistakes. So I was never a real simple guy. I wanted the players to play fast. But I think players develop a capacity to learn. And the more you challenge them, the more they'll learn, and the better they can adapt when they get in tough situations. That's my opinion.
You're a natural teacher, too, so I think you enjoy that. Not that all coaches aren't, but it feels like it is your actual calling and passion, and football happens to be the way you go about teaching and influencing. Whenever you expect a lot of people, I think they start to expect a lot out of themselves, too, and that kind of something. And they're talking about quarterbacks maybe not being able to understand what defenses are right now in the NFL coming out of college. Do you think some people have opted for a simpler way so that they can have maybe quick success, as opposed to maybe trying to get the best football that they possibly can in this modern era?
Yeah, I think the one thing that RPOs did was to take away from quarterbacks needing to be developed as drop back passers, which in the NFL you eventually have to do.
At some point.
At some point. You can throw play action passes and all that stuff, because RPOs make a simple read. You're reading one thing. And then they got into these widespread formations, whatever you call that, air raid offense or whatever. Now the quarterback only reads one side of the field. So the quarterback never really develops in terms of what you have to know to play in the NFL. How do you have to redirect protection so you protect yourself? How do you read coverages so you're in the right place? A lot of times the offensive coordinator is going to give you a middle of the field read on this side and a half field coverage read on this side, and you got to be able to figure it out based on reading the safeties. They never learn how to do that in college anymore, which I think really doesn't help us develop quarterbacks for the NFL like we used to.
But you're able to win some games. You got the best athlete on the field with the ball every single play. You can make some plays. You can win some games. But in the NFL, is it going to work out immediately? Probably not. We got a lot of second chance quarterbacks coming back. Mac Jones right now.
Yeah,
obviously, he
Yeah.
is. He's getting an opportunity. I think obviously gets humbled a little bit in New England, had a defense coordinator as an offense coordinator there for a bit. Connor, how do we feel about that now that we're looking back on it? We think it was a good move, bad move?
I think it'd be the equivalent to NASA hiring me to run their space program.
Okay, but I think you would do a good job. I think you would work hard to try to figure it out. But yes, I think that was certainly a setback, and obviously was talked about at the time, maybe not enough. Then he bounces around a little bit down to Jacksonville, has a couple moments, but not great. Ends up at San Francisco. It's like he's been there, done that with everything, so he can probably pull from some instances. And do you think that's why he had immediate success down there in New Orleans?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mac's the kind of guy, though, that is very smart, wants to get it right. So when you have a guy like that, they want to be around a coach that can help them understand what's expected of them on every play, in the game, in every situation in the game. So he definitely has that now, and I think he's playing well. I always thought he could play well. He played well for us because, he had that with us that last year. And I think the guy can have a good career. I think it's unfair to put a guy in look, I couldn't be an offensive coordinator. Everybody thinks I was a pretty good coach. I was a defensive guy and a special teams guy. And if I had to go be an offensive coordinator, it would have been hell to pay for the poor players trying to play on offense.
What? I'm a pretty good coach. Yeah, I think they do think you're a pretty good coach. And I'm going to let you know, I think you could have been an offense coordinator. I think you could have figured it out. In that brain, that's inside of that great hair, by the way. Wow. You need to be proud of that hair.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see this hair?
Yeah. Unbelievable. Perfect tan, too.
For a
and every week on game day, there's some shit that's going on to his head, and it's like his hair is beautiful. Wow. I mean, it is. The suits. He's coming off his best offseason at golf.
Look at those shoes. These
shoes. Got Cole Haans on. The guy can go run a sprint right now if he has to. I mean, it's unbelievable. Back down here.
But I have to sit by you, so there's a stand.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I have to live up to the stand.
Okay. AP, he can't even keep a straight face. Go ahead, Tone, with your question for Coach.
Yeah, Coach, listening to you last year and this year, I feel like you talk a lot about explosive play rate. And Texas right now, I believe, is 131st or 132nd in explosive play rate. They're last in the SEC in third down conversions, last in the SEC in red zone, and 14th in scoring in the SEC. And a lot of it, a lot of people are talking about Arch and his struggles. If you're Sark, how do you handle that? Like, can you, maybe bench him for a series or two and, hope that kickstarts something? Or how do you deal with a quarterback who's struggling and then trying to not ruin their confidence?
Yeah, I think a couple things. I don't think Texas has been able to run the ball very consistently, which is going to put you in a lot of bad down and distance situations. So that's going to put more pressure on the quarterback because it's an advantage for the defense. But I think when we had a player that was struggling, or when we lost, I always wanted to be the most technical that I could be so the players could actually see if I just did this correctly, we could have success. Rather than putting a lot of pressure on them to get it right, I really wanted to be technical in terms of corrections, whether it's footwork, whether it's arm mechanics, whether it's making the right reads. I just wanted to be really, really technical and show players. I wanted players to be able to see if they did it right, we could have success. And everybody needs to do it right for us all to have success. So that's what I would be really trying to emphasize. I don't think necessarily you only bench a guy when you feel like he's not committed to doing things the way you want him to do it. Or what he's doing is really having a tremendous adverse on the team from an attitude standpoint or something like that. If he's really trying to do it, and when you bench somebody, you better make sure the guy you put in for him is going to be better than he was, or you just create more problems for yourself.
Certainly, but both parties and also the locker room potentially. There is a story, and I don't know if Arch is at this, point yet, but a benching is potentially a perspective shaper too. And I'm not saying Arch should be benched. Okay, I'm not saying I'm not going to be the person that's doing that, but it has not started out the way. And let's talk about DJ Lagway. I mean, there's been a lot of quarterbacks I think coming into this year that we thought were going to be like this. I think Desmond mentioned it this morning. Desmond was like, this was supposed to be one of the best draft classes of quarterbacks that there's ever been. I don't think that conversation is still happening, and we're, 4 weeks into the season at this point?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are struggling. There's no doubt about that. I agree with that 100%. And I think sometimes creating these expectations, and nobody has created greater expectations for anybody than what we've all created for Arch Manning. A lot because of his name, not necessarily what he's been able to accomplish to this point in his career. And I think that creates a lot of anxiety with players, and I think that anxiety really hurts their development.
Yeah, but we forget they're 19.
Yeah, they're 19 years old, and they need to focus on development. It's like we all need object constancy. We need consistent way to try to develop and improve. I mean, your kids, it doesn't matter who it is. And I think, we're not giving these guys that opportunity now before the expectations get greater than what they've developed to.
Object constancy?
And you need a little of that too.
Hold on. I got a lot of object constancy. So that means like a goal, something to work for, strive for? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you got something here you got to get committed to, and you got to do the things you need to do process-wise to see it through and stay committed to it and all that. We get so outcome-oriented with some of these things, and then people are disappointed in the outcome, and then the next thing they want to transfer, they're doing something else. So they never learn how to stay committed to something, overcome adversity, have perseverance and resiliency. It's just something that the system is not really geared as much toward now as it used to be.
Object constancy. Let's go to the toxic table. We've been talking about object constancy since I couldn't even remember. Ty, go ahead, pal.
Yeah, I actually think that was maybe the first thing you brought up to me when I started working here, Pat. So it's crazy that it's come full circle like that. But speaking
you see that
of
object constancy, boys, we're trying to go ahead and do this thing the right way. That's what we're trying to do, Ty.
Coach, speaking of that whole conversation, I think it was yesterday, Brett Bielema said that he thinks the NCAA is going to start granting players 5 years worth of eligibility. Do you think, like in the grand scheme of things, for coaches and for players, does that ultimately matter? Do you think that will help maybe mitigate the volume of people we have in the transfer portal? So, when it comes to development and stuff like that, if these guys do have an extra year of eligibility, if they're just sitting behind someone, maybe they won't just decide, hey, I need to go somewhere else and play, and then they'll consider maybe staying where they are because they're not burning a year of eligibility anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't know that shorten a guy's career. I think the reason people are trying to extend their careers in college is if you were a college player and you didn't think you were going to make it in the NFL and you had the opportunity to make money in college, you'd want to play for as long as you could. No different than an NFL player want to play for as long as he can. But I really don't think that the 5-year thing is going to keep people from transferring. I think maybe we should come up with some parameters where a player has a responsibility and an obligation to, whether it's a contract or something. If you're going to pay players, we all get paid. We all have a responsibility to do certain things to get paid. But right now in college football, that's not really the case. You can pick up your bags and walk whenever you want, and you don't have any obligation. So there's no cause and effect for ever leaving the job that you have. And I think that's a lesson we all need to learn, from a responsibility and accountability standpoint. I made a commitment here. I've got to stay here for 2 years. I can only transfer once as an undergraduate. I can only transfer once as a graduate, whatever the rules might be. But there's some kind of responsibility that goes and accountability that goes with you're getting paid. You have an obligation to do certain things to get paid.
Yeah, we're about to get to CBA, I assume, a collective bargaining agreement between players and the college. It's all in front of us. We just have no idea when it's going to happen. A lot of things to get figured out. One thing that did get figured out is no longer 2 transfer portal windows. There's only one. It's in the middle of the playoffs still, which is going to be a huge conversation whenever we get there. Obviously, that's right around the corner. But there's only, 20 teams that have to worry about that, seemingly, year in, year out, for whenever you're talking about the playoffs. Everybody else voting on it. What are your thoughts on the one transfer portal and when it is now?
I think one transfer portal is probably a good thing. I think when you have your team in the spring, you go through spring practice, you go through the off-season program, then all of a sudden guys leave. It's not probably great for them in terms of the next place they go, and it's not great for you trying to manage a roster. So that's probably a good thing. But I think that we're forcing people in college to move more to the NFL model in terms of organization. Like you have a personnel department.
GM.
Yeah, like we had a GM, we had a personnel department. And I separated it from the portal to college recruiting. I had different guys over here evaluating guys in the portal. You had different guys over here evaluating guys, that were in high school. And then now you can send different people out to recruit them. It doesn't really have to just be the assistants. So you're actually expanding staff.
Operations
to be able to manage this kind of circumstance. So, for example, if you're in the playoffs, you want to have other people that are not focused on the playoffs. They're focused on recruiting. They're focused on guys in the portal so that you're recruiting those guys at the same time you're continuing to play.
It's going to be a lot of drama. Always. There's going to be, 5 years of eligibility? That means there's going to be somebody that's going to somehow play for 10 teams.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm doing the math right?
Yeah.
That's going to end up happening.
That's crazy.
Well, what are you talking about? 10 teams, 10 opportunities, 5 years.
I hate to bring this up because this is all about football, but, every time you transfer, you got 20% less chance to graduate. So nobody ever talks about education anymore. And I do think that's important. I mean, what if you're a guy and you're making $700,000 a year playing college football?
Okay.
And you don't graduate, and you don't play in the NFL.
Well,
what kind of job are you getting when you get out of school?
Bartender. Yeah, world needs plenty of ditch diggers.
You're paying somebody to get the degree. You got $700,000. What are we talking about?
But that's not life-changing money. That doesn't last forever.
No, yeah, but I'm hiring a fleet of people to make me a doctor. You know, they're doing online classes. University of Phoenix, $700,000 should be able to acquire a team of people that can be Pat McAfee at the University of Phoenix and make me a doctor. I don't know if everybody's going to do that. That's in college football. But I'm just pitching one idea.
That is a hell of an idea.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what they should do. But those guys are going to get another year of $700,000. And to your point about the 5 years of eligibility, that's definitely happening because coaches certainly would like a very experienced player to get another year, and players that aren't going to make the NFL would certainly like another year of eligibility of earning six figures to play football before they go join the CFL or the UFL. AJ has a question for you back in the Thunderdome, Coach Saban.
Yeah, Coach, how do you think the game, what are you looking for, I guess, tomorrow night in this game with Miami and Florida? What are you looking for early on? Like, what do you want to see?
Well, I think Florida has the best roster, they've had for a long time. Now, I think the quarterback has struggled, and I think he's struggled because he's not been able to practice, so he's not been able to get enough reps. Some guys can play without practice, and some guys need to get reps to be able to get it right.
Yep.
And I don't know this guy, but, he hadn't played well because he hadn't been able to practice much. But they have a good roster, and I think if the quarterback plays better, that they can be a team that could just about beat anybody. Their defense is pretty good. They got a big offensive line. They've got a decent back. I think they can be pretty good. I think Miami is one of the most complete teams that I've seen, from being physical, being balanced on offense, being able to run the ball, being able to pass the ball with a good quarterback and good skill guys and make explosive plays, as well as the fact that they're playing very well on defense. And they've got a very good front. I love Jason Taylor. He was one of the best players I ever had the opportunity to be around. Coach, I'm talking about from an attitude standpoint, from a leadership standpoint. He's a great player too, but and he's coaching that defensive line, and those guys have gotten better every year, and now they got a pretty dominant front. And the back end's a lot better. They did a great job in the transfer portal getting some guys that could play in the back. So they have one of the most complete teams I've seen so far this year.
Before we have the heart out here and we send you on your day with Miss Terry. Miss Terry's here, by the way, boys. Miss Terry.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Terry.
Hey, blessed us. They all say hello, Miss Terry.
That's why I'm behaving up here.
Yeah, I see you didn't go to your normal dance routine. Yeah, Miss Terry, it's great to see you. Thank you for having him here, looking the way he looks, acting the way he acts. Mario Cristobal was up here earlier. I almost shot for a single leg and then choked him out. Didn't do that because he's got a big game tomorrow. Yeah. He's a badass. He seems awesome. He seems like the perfect guy for this job. He said when he was a kid, he was a Hurricanes fan. Obviously, he plays here, and then now he's back here. It feels like he is the perfect guy for this job. Do you agree?
He's the perfect guy for this job. Not only is he a good coach, and he's really, really enthusiastic. He's got great energy. He impacts other people in a positive way. But, when we used to recruit down here when he was on our staff, we go in all these schools, man. Everybody speaks Spanish. He's right in there speaking with them. I'm like recruiting in a foreign country or something. But everybody loved the guy because he has a great personality, and he's great around people. And I think the big challenge for him is, can his players and his team keep the edge throughout the season having success?
Yeah, because once you win a couple, especially down here in Miami, there's some distractions. I think we all understand that. Gumpy's been down here for about 8 days in total in the offseason, and we almost lost him in this job. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine professional athletics. So, he is a Miami fan, though, through and through. Any question for Coach Saban now that we're down there in your turf here, Gumsh?
Yeah, did you watch the game at all last night? You see how Tua and the Dolphins looked against the Bills, Coach?
No, I did not watch the game last night.
Jeez.
But I was, very interested in listening to Josh Allen's comments because I think that guy's a great player, great competitor. I wanted to ask him, like, I'm a coach, so I want to know, how did you guys practice? You practice in the morning, you practice in the afternoon. How did you practice? Because when I was here in the Dolphins, we practiced in the morning because it was so hot all the time. And, watch the film after practice rather than watching it before practice. And I just like to ask some of those coach type questions.
Why didn't you ask him? You're right here, Coach. If you would like to co-host anytime, please do that. AJ, obviously, back in the Thunderdome. The boys are back there. They can't wait to see you in person. We will continue digitally throughout the next hour or so while we pick games and have a good time. Have the greatest weekend of your life. Football is going to deliver. Tomorrow morning, we will be live here from Miami. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Goodbye. I think we nailed it.
Got it.
Zero down there. That was situational awareness right there, Coach. You see that?
Yeah.
Good clock man.
Yeah, we had no timeouts.
Yeah.
We had no timeouts. We had a rookie at running back, too. So right before the snap, we had to tell him, hey, fucking get out of bounds. That's what we had to do that entire thing right there. Okay, Coach Saban, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was it? Object constancy?
You nailed it. You're asking the wrong guys, I think. I'm not sure exactly.
I know what Coach said earlier that talk.
Yeah,
Big
object
words,
constancy is what he said.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Or was it objective consistency?
Well, maybe it's a form of that.
It was object constancy.
Okay. What does that mean exactly, Ty? How do you take that?
You got to have something you're striving for.
You're working towards.
Exactly.
One common goal.
It's a real fancy word for that. Yeah.
You can't just, be kind of lollygagging along.
No,
with
you cannot.
With no end goal, no end game in sight. You kind of always need to be striving to be moving towards that.
What's this? Object permanence is the cognitive understanding that objects and people continue to exist even when they're out of sight.
That's
I don't
not
know
it.
if that's...
That's a good different thing, though.
But he also didn't say object permanence, so I don't know why the fuck Bruce is bringing that up.
When you Google object constancy, object permanence is
What do you
what
think
You're
that's
telling me AI? You're telling me Google's AI doesn't know what Nick Saban knows about leadership?
That is what I'm
and
saying.
motivation.
Come
This
on.
is the human difference. We got it.
Exactly.
They don't. Okay,
Well
we got to
said.
remember that about AI. They never have Nick Saban's brain. We got it. Okay, so that's a win for the humans. On the other side, we'll see how many wins we're able to rack up, AJ Hawk. We're going to pick the entire slate of NFL games. AJ is currently seeing the field pretty well, even though we both lost last night. Okay? We're both completely defeated. This was going to be the weekend we were going to go completely undefeated. Do you remember that, AJ?
I do, but from here on out, that was the plan now. From here on out.
Yeah, still possible. Just the weekend slate.
Weekend slate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. We're both 0-0.
Boom.
Going into a weekend.
There you go.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Take 5.
All roads leading to Eugene, and I can't help but say, hey, you make me wanna jump, put my hands up and pick my heels up and all again now. A little bit something now, 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 a little bit louder 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 now, a little bit louder. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great day in Oregon. You know, we got a cannon. OH! We are! Thank you. I love this. Let me go ahead and cock that thing. Boom on! Boom on! Ah! Boom! Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, Roughnecks! We got engineers, we got doctors, we got economists. We got real tests that have real implications happening. And all of these sons of said, give me college game day. Instead of studying, I had some questions about coming out here to Berkeley, but after experiencing it, it is very evident that this is one of the best cities in this here United States of America. USA, 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 USA. And this represents everything that is great with this country, with our sport. It doesn't matter which way you view the world. It doesn't matter which part of the country you're from. College football runs through our soul. And that is what a celebration today is all about. I am thankful to be here amongst these nerds and future geniuses and future people that are going to run this place. It's an honor to be in Berkeley. It's fun. foggy. I think there's some skunks that died down the street, but this is awesome.
Why don't you let me beat your ass right here, right now?
You all want to see The Miz versus Pat McAfee right here, right now? I'm the host of WrestleMania, and I cannot make matches official.
Miz, I do believe your tiny balls are showing.
Tiny balls. Tiny balls.
Baby meat as well. There's
80,497
people here. Somebody has to be able to make a match official somewhere.
I am the dog father and the host of WrestleMania, so I feel like I could make that match happen. Right now, we got a ref, we got you, Let's get cracking. I'm out. Let's go.
And McAfee go right after Miz with the right hand. Driving Miz back into the corner. Pat McAfee in action. This is a blatant sneak attack. He takes his duties as host of WrestleMania. Oh yes, Spinebuster! This derelict shows up. And check out his tank top though. He's got sparkles on it. You're behind this, aren't you? But no, I had no idea. You said the same thing in the Rumble. I didn't know this guy was showing up. Oh, what a kick by McAfee! Miz.
Hey, baby balls! Baby balls! Tiny meat!
$7,000 tuxedo. Yeah, good. George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not sure how wise that was. McAfee's got the official distracted in the ring. Kittle just took out Miz. Kittle telling McAfee to go up top. McAfee heading up to the top rope. And taking out the Miz. Now we're talking. Miz may never win another match. McAfee closing in on another WrestleMania victory. The all-decade punter with a punt to end this thing. Here's your winner, Pat McAfee. A surprise here tonight, and WrestleMania goes Hollywood.
That's so stupid. That's crazy. God, I'm nice enough to do that. And also take us off the fucking team. We do not deserve to be on there.
They all commit and love what's going on in that weight room. They all commit and love what Jim Harbaugh's preaching. And everybody in the building's happy. Everybody's like excited to be there.
First row, our pressure in the first row. Second row is on here.
It is infectious what they got going on. And how many owners are spending $300 million on a new facility just for the practice facility?
This is Butler Birdies. Wow!
Oh my God! Oh shit!
In the bunker.
Great shot.
But then for them to do it upright for the last couple, it's like, look out for the Chargers, dude. Look out for the Chargers.
Coach. What are we gonna get for you? Where you go? Okay, so we missed your birthday, we missed Christmas.
Whoa, look at that.
Your perspective on high fives is one of the greatest things we've ever seen.
So all-time great invention.
I love the high five. Yeah, give each other a high five.
Boom!
Bam!
Boom!
Bam!
Boom! Boom!
Oh my God!
Wow! Boom!
So we wanted to make you basically something that you could high five. My dad made this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
He is talented.
Yeah, boom.
Look at that feeling.
Yeah, boom. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. And we tested it. I think you can get a pretty good pop if you need. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Obviously, national champion, Michigan man, and greatest high five.
Yeah.
Because of what you brought for the high five world.
Oh, yeah.
He tried to give a handshake to that particular high five trophy. Did break the hand off. We had to put it back on.
Yeah. Way to go, handshake.
Oh, no!
There we go.
We have so much respect for you.
You guys just roll deep. This would be entourage level, wouldn't it?
To be honest, we didn't know we were going to be able to get 11 people in here, and then we pulled up and said we have 11.
That's where it should be. Should roll 11.
Yeah. Always start 11.
You're the best. You're the best.
I mean, wow, it looks like a lot of highlights against one particular team.
They played more than one game. Why did they have all these TVs for one game?
Imposing our will.
This sucks.
Party in the backfield. No one.
We mean no one.
No one outbeats the Hut, but this might be close.
I love that Chargers team even more now. Hey.
Why?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Welcome in hour 3 of the Pat McAfee Show. I'm AJ Hawk. Sitting at Pat's desk. He's down in Coral Gables, Florida. Beautiful setting out there for a huge matchup tomorrow. Football! It's what we're doing. Pat, how's it going, man? You look pretty, it looks like the temperature's rising a little bit over there. It looks like you're, what do you say, you bake or you broil from the inside out when you're down there?
Well, it's actually good cooking terms. I know my way around a kitchen. I'll broil when I come down to one of these hot places. You can also just go ahead and compare my body currently to being inside of a crock pot. And when I am crock potted like I am down here in the humidity, honestly, it brings the best out of me, because I started sweating as soon as I landed down here. I won't stop sweating until I leave down here. And it's a constant battle of staying hydrated and making sure you don't cramp up. Because when you cramp up, you look like an asshole. And if you look like an asshole, you ruin everybody's good time. And that's what I'm trying not to do, is just ruin everybody's good time, because that's what we're about to have down here. Okay? I think the crowd tomorrow is about to be pretty electrifying. On campus, okay, here in Miami, haven't happened since I think 2017 or something like that. Anytime we go to a place that game day has not been for a long time, normally there's a big time, sense of welcome to the game. Yeah. A lot of buzz. And I can't wait for it. To be honest, it is beautiful. I wish this was like 6 weeks from now, 7 weeks from now.
Agreed.
But there's a chance we come back here. There's a chance we come back here. Because Indianapolis last night was 85?
Yeah.
I think it was 85, 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But now nowhere near the amount of humidity, but it still felt like a summer day, a summer night yesterday in Indiana. 6, 7 weeks from now, we're going to be about 2-3 weeks into the no sun time in the Midwest, and this is perfect for that. People actually are described as certain things whenever they come down here and seek that. But it's an honor to be here. It's awesome to be here. And AJ, thank you for traveling out to the Thunderdome, my brother.
Of course, man. You want to pick these games? Like I said, we are 0-0, both of us right now. We may have lost last night, but we're moving on, aren't we?
No, we don't count it. Nobody knows.
Okay.
Boom. Dump that.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Wipe it off
when we
the board.
cut this.
You're right.
Yeah, nobody even knows. I love you too, man. I have no idea where that person came from. Jets at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have no idea. It could be anywhere. They could be at the pool. They could be coming out of class over here. There's a walkway back here. There's a pond over here. Sure, there's a couple gators in there. You got to do what you got to do. But the campus is alive. The campus is alive. Jets at Tampa Bay. 1 p.m. on Fox. 43.5 over-under. 6.5-point favorites are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Jets, because Justin Fields has a concussion, are potentially using quarterback 2. Definitely using quarterback 2. Justin Fields has officially been ruled out against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, Tampa Bay coming after a huge last-minute win. And then also Baker Mayfield describing what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to be heard, or how he describes them needs to be heard before we make a selection on this particular pick. Run that, Foxy.
Moment in the game, you took a pretty hard hit. And, I mean, it looked like you could have been seriously hurt, and you sprang right back up and just started jawing with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Just what's the mentality like in those moments for you?
We don't take any shit.
Okay, I'll take the Buccaneers. I'll take the Buccaneers -6.5. AJ, your thoughts?
I think you know where I stand here. Give me the Buccaneers -6.5. When your quarterback is making comments like that and responding like that in the field, how can you not root for this guy?
Well, and also, how about as soon as he gets up in GJ's face, which is awesome, his teammate goes from stopping him to actually just turning and helping him. Actually, we are fighting right now. I like what the Buccaneers mindset is. Also, BA coming to town every single week. I think we're a little bit more up on Tampa Bay than most places because we're hearing from a guy who's very close to the building down there, and the vibes are immaculate. It's like, go on, Buccaneers. And then on the flip side, Justin Fields and the Jets could be a tough start for the Aaron Glenn regime in era in New York, but hey, they're going to get to the right spot eventually. Go on, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next game, AJ, that we're going to be picking is a big one because it involves the Thunderdome. Pittsburgh Steelers, Tone and Nick taking on the New England Patriots of Boston. Con man, underdogs at home, hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Your thoughts of how the Patriots are going to show up?
I'm in a really bad spot now as a Patriots fan because I believe that they are a very good football team, and that's a problem just because I don't like to think that because it only sets you up for failure. Christian Gonzalez practiced for the first time this week. He's officially questionable, but it is believed that he will make his debut. Keon White had an illness. He didn't practice this week. Westover should be back. Not as big of a deal. I think he changes the game for New England, Christian Gonzalez. I think he's the corner that completely sets off one side of the field, and then it's kind of a 10-man game. So that's only the question mark so far for New England. But I feel really good about it, especially being dogs. And most importantly, the Patriots will be wearing their red throwback jerseys, and Julian Edelman is going into the Hall of Fame this Sunday.
Ooh. Congrats to Julian Edelman.
Love you,
well
Jules.
deserved. I think he's actual Hall of Famer as well, not
Hell
just
yeah.
Patriots Hall of Fame. I have massive respect for the Kent State Golden Flash stud, Julian Edelman. Congrats to him getting honored this weekend by an organization that he obviously loves and committed a lot to. Let's talk about committing a lot to an organization. And Bill Parcells. Hell yeah, Tuna and Julian Edelman. That's a huge weekend. Congratulations to both of them. Well earned. Let's go to another organization that is beloved by a man. Tone. Steelers favored by 1.5 in Foxborough. Do you like that or hate that right now?
I hate that. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. But no, I think the offense will be fine. Watch out for Milton Williams and Barmore on the New England Patriots D-line. They have struggled with big defensive linemen so far this season. So something to look at there. I am just looking like Gump was. I'm just looking for a little fight on the defense. Okay? Just a little.
You're favored. You're looking for fight.
From the defense. Just looking for a little fight from the defense. If they look bad again on defense, it doesn't matter what the offense looks like. So I just want a little fight from that run defense. I do think they're going to score some points, but I really just don't want to watch them get gashed for 6 yards of carry.
Let's go to back row. Nick Maraldo, Steelers fan, taking on the Patriots. Hoping for a dub so Connor doesn't literally dance in your face, Nick? Or what are the thoughts going into this one?
That's all we can hope for, Pat. And, everyone knows Connor and his eccentricness, and I say that as a compliment. And he lives and dies with those Pats. And if they come in after a win, he is on the moon. And if they lose, he is down in the dumps. So, I love Connor, but boy, would I like to see him down in the dumps. But I'm not expecting it because for all those reasons Tone mentioned. The defense he said it earlier this week too. When you are a team that gets run on and gashed like this, you can't stop the run. It is so demoralizing. So there is not a lot of hope to be able to fix all these problems that go back to last season in a week's time. So we'll see. Maybe they can pull off a miracle. They traditionally don't play well against New England, but Tomlin is 3-0 against Vrabel as a head coach. So,
and Artie Smith knows his number.
You're talking about Mike T?
Well,
go Mike T, go Mike T, go Mike T,
go Mike T, go Mike T, go Mike T, go Mike T, go
Mike T, go Mike T, go. Go Mike T, go Mike T, go Mike T,
go Mike T, go Mike T, go Mike T, go Mike T. I'm talking about Mike Tomlin there, not to be confused with Mike Tannenbaum, who I don't think many people are saying go Mike T to him.
What Get Up did this morning with that was one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen on television.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm being serious.
I am
We
too.
sent a cease and desist to the people that we know. We sent a C and D. We're like, hey, don't you do that. Okay, don't. There's no reason
Head
to
should
do
roll.
what. Run this, please. Run this. Let's go. This is what
People
happened.
need to
this
see
morning.
this.
Mike T is the man.
Are you high?
Mike T is the man.
Yes.
Mike T.
That's my micro.
Is the man. Is the man.
All you need is love.
Mike T is the man. The man.
Greedy, that's right.
From day one, Mike T is the man.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that shit.
Hold on, though. You got to go afterwards because they don't really correct it. They just go, "That's Mike Tannenbaum."
That's for our benefit to put together a new feature called Mike T is the man.
Show the dab.
Yeah, there's a full. Hey, listen.
Put together a new feature called Mike T is the man.
He takes it too, accepts it. Okay, all right. I like that. Just go ahead and take it. Yeah, he is. Was he talking about me? I didn't see that live.
I don't like to call for people's jobs, but someone.
No. I think Aaron would love. I think Aaron likes Mike.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but also not a lot of people show Mike Tomlin a lot of love publicly either. You know, this guy's had a winning percentage for the last 20 years for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and normally whenever he's being talked about, it's in a negative fashion because he either didn't win by enough or doesn't have a team that can win a Super Bowl. This year, Tone, can you guys win a Super Bowl or no?
If the defense plays like the number one overall paid defense in the NFL, and they turn into a top 5 defense magically, like if we get some fairy dust and sprinkle it all over their heads and somehow they grow into monsters, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that sounds like he thinks it's likely. AJ, who do you have?
Jeez, we know where Tone stands. I mean, he's trying to publicly put on a good face, but we know he's down in the dumps, no question. But you know what? I think you shouldn't be, Tone. I think this is the week the defense figures it out.
Hell yeah.
I'm taking the Steelers minus 1.5 on the road. I think TJ gets going, gets a couple sacks probably, and I feel like the Steelers' problems stopping the run, not all the time, but some of the times are very, very fixable things. Pre-snap, alignments, just out of place, whatever it is. I don't think you're going to line up and just pound the ball on the Steelers' defense. Give me the Steelers.
Their defense coordinator actually did say it's a lot of alignment issues.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of alignment issues. That's not great. We already started the season. We had preseason and training camp to figure that whole thing out. Also, a lot of returners and a lot of money spent on that side of the ball. So let's get the alignment figured out. That is good news because I think you can get it fixed. And, you know, since Aaron Rodgers and everybody got to the Pittsburgh Steelers, there has been object constancy. It has been, we are going to win the Super Bowl. That is what the mission is. We're on a one-way trip or we are going completely off the rails. We are trying to win a Super Bowl. Everybody's on the same page. And for the Patriots, it does feel like the Patriots are in hey, let's see what we got this year. Let's make improvements. Let's be good. But nobody's expecting, I don't want to speak for Connor, but going into the year, there was no thought like, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl this year. It was more so like, let's see what we got. Maybe we make a run at this thing. Let's find out if Drake May is the guy. Also, let's let Vrabel set his culture. Am I accurate in that, Connor?
Yeah, bingo. No expectation whatsoever. It was more so like hey, ask me about the expectations of the team for this season, week 8, because no one really knows till then.
So I'll take the Steelers for that object constancy just because it's way too early to give up on that run. But we shall see. I think that is not a good matchup for the Steelers at all. And I don't like that they're favored in Foxborough.
Yeah,
that's going to be a tough place to play regardless. Go ahead, Con.
And the spread's very interesting just because I feel as though a lot of the Pittsburgh people have been talking a lot about the O-line. In the Patriots' defense leads the league in pressures and sacks, and Gonzalez is only going to help that. And I think
I'll take the Patriots plus 1.5. Okay, I'll take the Patriots plus 1.5. Let's go Falcons-Panthers. You and me, Con, man. Let's go, brother.
Hey, come on
Falcons,
now. Hey, feel very good.
Come on, Drake.
Hey, one time. You just heard Josh Allen. Josh Allen just said Drake May's going to win a Super Bowl and win an MVP one day.
Yeah, but he looked up to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but didn't he say he's a good kid?
Yeah, he said he's a good kid. He's got a hell of an arm, and he's got a howitzer. And he said Drake May one day is going to win the MVP and break a lot of records. You heard it.
Okay, I did hear that. He does look up to Aaron Rodgers and still should. I think he's very good. But for some reason, it feels like a Vrabel. This feels like a Vrabel day. Falcons, Panthers. Falcons favored by 5.5 in Carolina. Anything we need to know about that particular game?
There is a 5 out there, just so you guys know that. So if you're taking the Falcons, you can get a 5. Other than that, no. Everyone, I mean, the rookies have been great for the Falcons. It seems like everyone is pretty healthy on both sides of that, to be honest with you.
Falcons were on in the trenches, top 5 O-lines, and also good D for everything DB.
Yeah.
I will take the Falcons -5 in Carolina. AJ, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons all day. I love what this Falcons defense has been doing. I think Penix is going to have a day as well. So, yeah, Falcons -5.
Yeah, Lee Gett also, just for Carolina, he's getting killed on the internet right now because people are claiming that his accent is bull. So, a lot of problems in that wide receiver room right now. Maybe some outside noise.
Jeez. I mean, they're going to start attacking things whenever things aren't going well.
I agree. I think it's ridiculous. It's just it's an incredible accent. Why would we even be fact checking this?
Also in that wide receiver room, Tedero McMillan is leading the league in rookie receiving yards.
This guy's good.
Okay, Tet Mack is good. The Irish Oos is obviously a stud. We're thankful that it's working out for him down there in Carolina. I don't like that. I don't like what you said there, Con Man.
I don't like
Why is he eating squirrel? For no reason? They're thinking like
exactly. Like they go all the way
and
back.
What else was it? Groundhog he ate or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, basically roadkill.
Raccoon was one of them.
Yep.
But yeah, people went all the way back to his sophomore year at South Carolina, and then clipped together all of his interviews throughout time at South Carolina, and they were like,
well, when he was at South Carolina, he was trying to speak, in a way that he thought he was supposed to speak, so he went away from who he was.
He's a young boy at the time, and now he's a man. His voice changed. What are we talking about?
Dialects change.
Yeah, exactly. He got more comfortable and confident in himself and who he actually is. He said, I'll take the raccoon, I'll take the possum, even though the possums are awesome. We got a couple possums at the house. It's a cool animal.
Wow.
It's a it's one of those things that's down in Australia.
Marsupial?
What are king? There it is. It's a marsupial. It's the only one on North America. These things got good brains. Good eating habits, too.
How?
They're
What do you
super
mean?
chill.
They eat Lucky Charms from when they live in the walls of your old house?
That was raccoons, okay? Please. We don't have trash pandas around, although Xavier Leggett does eat those. This is something very different. These are opossums, okay? And they're very docile creatures. They look interesting. They look weird, but they eat in a similar fashion as a raccoon. They use their little fingies. They grab their food. They eat it. This is pretty nice, and then they go about their business. So I don't blame, potential eating of those animals because of how cool they look, but it's just not for me. Xavier Leggett, obviously all in. They're saying he's not a good wide receiver right now either. That's not great. Colts taking on the Titans. Colts favored by 4.5. I'll tell you, I've never been more comfortable in a bet before hearing. So Zaire said, Zaire, number 44, captain of the Indianapolis Colts, incredible football player. Gets all the tackles. He's really good. He basically, I don't know. People are taking it out of proportion, I think, where he says that Cam Ward needs not throw what he threw. I hope he, talk a little shit to Cam Ward, and it got blown up. It's like, why would you even say anything that you don't, a lot of people say that's Zaire Franklin football, I think. I think that is what Zaire does. He obviously is a very confident, outspoken guy, is one of the captains of the team, so I think he's comfortable. I don't think we need to piss off Cam Ward or anybody at Tennessee because of how things are going for our team right now. We're vibing, but I'm not on the team. So he feels, however he feels, he can say whatever the hell he wants. With that being said, Colts by 100. Okay. This is a brand new Colts team going into Nashville. From what I've been told, too, city of Nashville understands that this Danny Dimes is a different Danny Dimes. They're welcoming, from what I've been told, the Indianapolis Colts down to that beautiful city of Nashville. They're actually picking them up as a second team, I've heard. The people in Nashville you know what? Cam Ward's definitely a guy, but this Indianapolis Colts team is what we like. Because Danny Dimes likes live music. We know that. Loves live music. First place he's going, Tin Roof. First ever Tin Roof where, AJ?
Indianapolis, I'm guessing. Pittsburgh?
Nashville. Jesus fucking Christ.
You buffoon!
Nashville.
Come on, man.
It's in Nashville. So the team is going to Nashville to take on the Titans. From what we've been told is everything that Nashville is about, these Colts boys love. And how could you not with that great city? With that being said, this is going to become a run of Danny Dimes' dominance over the Tennessee Titans, and it starts with -4.5. I like it. Is that the most? Can I get -4 anywhere?
4.5 across the board.
You said $1 million.
Wait, hold on. A 4 just popped up. You can get 4.
Boom, give me it. Give me that. -4, Indianapolis Colts. Thank you, AJ. Go ahead.
Well, with all of that being said, and what is the Tin Roof? Tin Roof's the bar you're chatting about?
Yeah.
I thought it was the bar you guys talk about here, the Indy bar. What's that one called?
That Tin Roof.
The Tin Roof.
Tin Whistle.
Tin Whistle.
It's insane. It is insane what is going on right now.
What do you mean?
Well, where are you? Where
Have
are you?
some respect.
Are you with us?
I hear Gumpy chiming in here. Thanks, Gump. The thing is, I'm thinking
Gumpy's
about
a big
ball.
time. Hey, he's a big time tin roofer.
I hear about
It's an
Gumpy.
absolute staple, Hawker.
I know in Indianapolis. I know Gump sits there and sticks his little butt out and sends out the vibe to all the ladies here in India. I didn't think about the Nashville one that he
What?
goes
Is that
to.
what you do?
What was that?
You stick your cheeks out? What's that all
Dropping
about?
trout.
Not what happens.
You drop. What do? You do one of these? You do the. Hey, how we doing?
Yep.
Feels like a Hawker move.
For sure.
That's what you do.
Yo, hey, how we doing, huh?
You guys see these
You
new
doing that?
shoes, right? You guys see
You
these
doing,
shoes?
Hey, ladies.
Tin roof, you can't do that, by the way, because the place is so packed.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do a full leg.
okay.
extension
Sardines
like
in there.
even if Gumpy's little feet, okay, Gumpy's little feet. I don't even know if they
Why'd you do
have the
this?
opportunity.
Why'd you do that? That's a bit small. Come on,
This
his
is
feet are
uncalled
bigger
for,
than that,
Gumpy.
Pat.
This is uncalled for, Gumpy. I don't like. We're in your time.
Dolphins are 0-3. You know, let's just enjoy the campus.
Okay, yeah.
We don't have to pile on Gumps, okay, guys?
Come on. That's not accurate. That can't be accurate.
Every once in a while, these things will be walking in front of me or next to me, and I'll look down, and I think like a child running up on me. You know, I think to myself like, did Mackenzie come on?
What do you like for real though? Like, can't. No.
I would say this ball.
Oh, no. Come on.
I mean, it's one.
Well, that water ball might be a little too big.
There's no reason.
This is so fucked up, guys. I just want to put that on. I want to put that on
We
the
gotta
record
remember how
now.
quick these feet are. Nobody's talking
Super
about how
quick.
quick these feet are.
I see him at TST, super quick feet. I see him warming the boys up, stalking everybody in warm-ups. With that being said, give me Tennessee on this game, Pat. Minus +4.
What?
Yeah. I just think it's the first time the Colts are going to be away from the loud house. You know, they have the nice friendly confines. I think Cam Ward, I mean, he's already – don't wake him up even more. This guy can make some plays. So, yeah, give me Tennessee here.
Don't wake him up.
All right, so you got Tennessee +4.5. I got the Colts -4, of course. Bengals with Jake Browning taking on the Minnesota Vikings with an absolute dog named the fuck.
What happened?
Maybe dropped a.
They probably caught.
Yeah, some sort of lizard.
A little bit of air.
A little bit of noise.
A little bit of noise here. Two backup quarterbacks battling, 2.5-point favorites at home. Kevin O'Connell's going to be able to do his magic. Anything we need to know about this one here, Con Man?
Yes, Jake Browning, revenge game. I believe he's already played the Vikings, beat the piss out of them with the Bengals. He got cut from Minnesota when he came into the NFL, I believe. And then for the Vikings, Aaron Jones is on the IR,
Correct.
so it's only Jordan Mason out back, basically. So he'll get
Darisaw didn't practice.
Yeah,
again.
Darisaw probably not going, I believe. But aside from that, no, that's about it.
I cannot wait for the Carson Wentz experience. Okay? And I think there's a chance that this changes football forever. KOC and Carson Wentz.
Could.
Could go one way or the other.
For a second straight day, the Vikings listed QB. J.J. McCarthy did not practice. Carson Wentz is slated to start Sunday versus the Bengals. Thank God the Carson Wentz experience is going to happen. J.J., we hope you get healthy. J.J., we do not want you to obviously miss any games. We would be eager to see your development as an NFL quarterback, especially with everything everybody's ever said about you. But we have seen one quarterback develop through the NFL, okay? And his name is Carson Wentz. From MVP conversations for this man to Super Bowl champion as a backup, to, oh no, everybody gets fired, to holy hell, I'm out of town, to, oh no, new home, oh, this didn't work either, more people fired, to just bouncing around with an immense amount of talent, but obviously a huge recklessness that nobody else could ever compare to. Carson Wentz football is electrifying. So is Jake Browning football. AJ, who do you like? How do you like it?
Man, Carson Wentz. I am excited to see the Carson Wentz experience here in Minnesota, but I will take Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals at +2.5.
You could get a 3.
+3.
Ooh.
There we go, Diggs. Appreciate it.
Oh, I don't know what to do on this one.
It's a tough one. Carson might throw 6 touchdowns. He might.
Yeah, agreed. Gumpy, what do you like?
I love the Vikings. Carson Wentz probably gets in the paint, too, if we know Carl.
I'll take the Vikings. Give me the Vikings -2.5. I just want to bet on Carson Wentz just to feel alive one more time.
Bingo.
I mean,
You know?
with a backup left tackle, everything going through his mind is, hey, got to make a play, Carl. Gotta make a play
every
now.
single time. Every time I drop
It's
back.
like whenever you drop down in there and you start roping your hand onto one of them bulls, you know, and you know what's about to come, but you can't wait for it. You're scared, but you're excited because you never know what that bucking bull is going to buck and do to you. You know, that's basically Carson Wentz football, and I want to ride the lightning just one more time with him. So I'm going to go ahead and take KOC and Carson Wentz -2.5 at home against Jake Browning. Although I know Jake Browning's got a lot of moxie, a great personality, and great at football. I know he is all those things. Let's go with the Raiders, Washington Commanders. Marcus Mariota, potential revenge game, 3.5-point favorite at home for the Washington team. As Geno Smith, Marcus Mariota officially will start for the Washington Commanders to take on his last team, the Las Vegas Raiders. He is a great quarterback who has certainly filled in well as a backup quarterback and has fell into this role in beautiful fashion. He now will take on Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, who talks ball with Tom every once in a while.
Not 3 to 5 times a week.
No, and they're not discussing game plan.
No.
Just ball.
I don't know what Schrager was saying there. Do we talk ball? Sure. A couple guys love ball. What do you want? We have a little coffee maybe out there. We talk ball, right, Ty? I don't think it's that big of a deal what Chip and Tom are talking about.
No, it's not. And you know what? I hate this for Schrags, but I don't know, if it's going to be an open door policy for him at the Raiders facility anytime soon.
That's Las Vegas.
I know.
Sorry, Peter.
Schrags is going to want to be in Las Vegas to move into shaking
Exactly.
the groove and the bacon. He's going to want to be out there, and all of a sudden, maybe his second Monday Night Football gig. Is that what that was? Second?
First?
I'm not sure. That was the first doubleheader of the year, but I'm not sure if he did any.
He was on location at the first one, but I don't think he did any sideline reporting. I think that was his first sideline duty of the season.
So in one of his first ever hits on Monday Night Football, back on the sideline, how jacked up he was. He just causes a firestorm throughout the entire NFL. Hey, that's Pete Schrager football, baby.
That's right.
That's right, Schrager.
If two guys can't talk ball, then I don't want to. This is not where I want to live. Okay, that's just. And by the way, all the 3.5s are gone with the news that Jaden is officially at. It's now 2.5 or 3.
All right, AJ, who do you like? 2.5 or 3?
Give me the Raiders on this one. They go on the road, get a big road victory. So what can I get it at, Tom?
+3.
+3, yeah. Raiders +3 for me.
I'll ride with you there. Green Bay Packers, Tucker Kraft avoided catastrophe where he ran through a wall yesterday and missed the stud in the wall by just inches potentially and hit his shoulder. They thought maybe could have been a catastrophe. He also dunked on the upright and the ball came down. He landed on it like a basketball player, rolled his ankle. They thought it could have been a catastrophe. It was not. He actually ran through and tried to spike Matt LaFleur's head off the ground. Matt LaFleur averted killing him, because Matt LaFleur, much like Coach Cristobal, is a jiu-jitsu black belt. So there's a lot of things. He avoided catastrophe this week in practice. Sounds like he's going to be a go. That's great news. Ty, 7.5-point favorites in the dog pound. How do you feel about that as a 1 p.m. game?
Well, Micah Parsons had no injury designation this week, so hopefully his play increases. I don't know how many snaps he's going to play, but if he played the whole game, that would be awesome. Also, Aaron Banks, one of the linemen, the guy they paid a lot of money for in the offseason, he didn't play Thursday night. He is a go this week. Still missing their right tackle, I believe. I don't think Zach Tom's going to go, so they'll have a backup there again. And we'll see, because although the Browns have got absolutely shite kicked multiple times, I believe statistically they have the best rushing defense in the NFL. And that is the one thing, if you want to nitpick with the Packers, they haven't really got Josh Jacobs going like they've wanted to. But I mean, I don't know. Earlier in the week, I was thinking I don't think the Packers are going to lose, but I could see this being a game much closer than a lot of people were predicting. But again, I'm not going to bet on the Browns. I'll be so pissed if I bet on the Browns to cover and the Packers win by 17, which I think they can. So we'll see. I mean, again, one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now.
Browns have the weird thing too. Before
I'm sorry, go ahead,
bad.
Connor. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. Browns have that weird very good defense only at home thing. And who knows if that'll continue. But week 1, at least, with the Bengals, they kind of held them, especially after the Bengals. Yeah, should have won.
How many sacks Miles have?
3.5, I believe.
Already leads the league, right?
By the way, these are the top two rushing defenses. Browns are 1, Packers are 2.
AJ, who do you like?
7.5 is a lot of points on the road, but I'm going to take the Packers here. I think they keep their hot streak going.
I'm going with you. Los Angeles Rams taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. This is a rematch of a huge playoff game last year. The Los Angeles Rams actually played the Philadelphia Eagles better than anybody else throughout the Philadelphia Eagles' magical playoff run last year. Matthew Stafford, obviously an absolute beast. Puka Nacua can get the rock from anywhere. The defense has dogs all over the place, and they're taking on a Philadelphia Eagles team that has Coach Sirianni feeling himself. I don't know if you saw the video, but it was sent in this morning. Who knows if Foxy has it or not. But after the big win in Kansas City, Coach Sirianni was walking around before he went in the locker room, and you could hear him say this. Hey, we got to turn the volume up. Can you hear that? I cannot hear it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, so I could not hear it there. I heard it on the plane this morning. As soon as I heard it, pumped up. I said, yes, Sirianni's back. This is the first one of these we've seen in a long time. Now, I assume there is some messaging about B-Rabbit that he gave to the boys before taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And maybe he even showed, this guy fucked my mom and the girl and the whole thing. Maybe that was a part of the motivation. So that's why he was 3-1-3ing. Everybody put their hand. We don't know what Sirianni's doing in those meetings. And I know Big Dahn was also behind him doing this in the team meeting from what I heard. So shout out to Paisan kind of being his cheddar Bob there. So whenever we think about Los Angeles Rams, Philadelphia Eagles, it's hard not to be like the Philadelphia Eagles are a wagon. This team's in the middle of a potential dynasty. They got everybody back. They're able to win. They just beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs being dead. Well, maybe they just played the Philadelphia Eagles. They're favored by 3.5 at home. The sportsbook thinks it's going to be close. Tone, how much money is on who here? Do we know that number yet?
Yeah, I can
on what
pull it
percentage is on where?
I can pull it up right now. Also, I believe while I'm looking at that, Chiefs have, the Eagles have won 19 straight games. Just something to chew on there. It is 68% Eagles.
Okay, yeah, I saw somebody put a list of Jalen Hurts, his starts. I guess he got hurt in one game and they had an L. I think Dan Orlovsky tweeted it.
Yeah.
And it was just www. And I wish he would have, in the middle of that, gone and put like in parentheses. I tried to fire the head coach after this one, after this W. I was part of calling for the head coach's job after this win. The Chiefs or the Eagles, there it is. Yeah, I wish after like 22-10 there or 2013 he would have dropped in there. It was at this moment we all tried to fire him for the fifth time.
Yeah, headline again.
22-16. Yeah, that was way too close. Is this guy the dumbest coach in the history of the NFL after 22-16? Then after 24-19, is Sirianni a liability after 26-18? This guy is the dumbest of all time. 34-6. Let's talk about other stories. Then we get back to 28-23. This guy stinks.
Weakest link.
Just that was kind of the onslaught that Sirianni had been taking. Now the offensive coordinator's getting some gruff. It sounds like he's potentially the target of everybody this year. And then the Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay, always good. Always good. Always. Connor, who do you like in this, Connor?
Well, I was going to actually ask you guys. They went from L.A. to Tennessee last week. A little bit of a trip, but the 2-hour difference. Get a win, then go all the way back to L.A. Now they're going L.A. to Philly, 1:00 game. Like, that's got to be a little tough. Like, I personally just assume that they're a little drained. I mean, both 2-0 teams. Something's got to give. I love the Rams. Like, I love Devontae, and I love Puka and Kyron and Jared Verse and Fisk are awesome to watch. But it does just feel like a long couple weeks for LA, maybe especially after a Texans game week 1. That's a tough game. It just kind of feels like maybe Philly does beat the Rams by, field goal, touchdown, one of those games.
Okay, 3.5 is what it is. Can we get anything else?
Yeah, you could get a 3 if you want the Eagles.
I'll take the Eagles -3. AJ, who do you got?
I'm taking the Rams here. Yeah, I like it.
I like that.
I like
that
Stafford.
we did that. We're starting to agree too much, don't you think?
Yeah, and I just feel I don't know what it is. You're right. The Eagles' offense. Let's see if they get going. They get Saquon going. Maybe I think the Rams. As Connor, you went through all their. I like what this defense does for the Rams. And I love Matt Stafford. Yeah, this is a good game. This is gonna be a great game to watch.
McVay is coaching Hurt too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Plantar fascia, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking bullshit
10 a.m.
that this is at 1:00. I just want to get that out there, too. To your
Especially
point.
with whatever bullshit we got coming up in prime time over the next couple weeks.
Sunday Night Football, boom, Chiefs-Giants. Yeah, like, come on, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, 10 a.m. local time there for LA. I think has already been mentioned a couple times. I think that's a bigger deal than people think, even though Seahawks went into Pittsburgh and handled business.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the Eagles. You're on the Rams. Shout out to both sides. Texans, Jags, Liam Cohen, obviously Absolute beast down there. They got a good team. Texans 0-2. They're going to be 0-3. Why are the Jags favored by 1.5?
What happened?
I'm very flustered here.
I don't have an.
Is there a reason? Is there an injury? Is it something they just don't? No one believes in the Texans.
The books think the Jags are a better football team.
Yeah, people think that the Texans are kind of dog shite.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's an update on Brian Thomas Jr. That was a big thing last week. Cohen said that he had a wrist injury. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. And then also not sure the plan with Travis Hunter, or if they're even going to do that anymore, where they say he's going to play more offense and defense this week.
Yeah, it's D-Butch was telling me that there's now a conversation about, like, and I don't think D-Butch has given his official opinion on it, but he's just saying the conversation is starting seemingly like, hey, should he focus in on one or the other? Is it going to be possible to be able to be great at both in the NFL at the level of football that both sides are for Travis Hunter? We'll certainly keep an eye on that. One of the most exciting players, I think, to enter the NFL. We'll see how it all pans out down there in Duval. AJ, who do you like?
Man, I don't really like either of these teams when I think about it. I don't feel great picking either one, but I'm going to go with Jacksonville here. I think they find a way to make it happen, I guess.
Okay, I'll take Cohen and the boys as well. I don't like the Texans going 0-3, though. I don't like that.
It's hard to imagine, but last team to do it, right? Hey, maybe the Texans are just the 0-3 franchise that gets to make the playoffs when they go 0-3.
I guess. All right, so maybe down there in Shad Khan Pool Paradise, they're able to pull it off. Denver Broncos taking on the Chargers. Now, this is a good one here.
Oh, yeah.
4 o'clock. We appreciate the fact that is happening. Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, after a tough game against the Indianapolis Colts. That's going to happen a lot, though, taking on the Chargers team that we all think could potentially win it all this year. This is a special year for the Chargers that are brewing, and we thought it was going to be an incredible year for the Denver Broncos. We ran the video of us going out and seeing the Chargers' new practice facility, and in there, I actually say, and I was reminded during the break while we were running it, I said, you know what, everybody's rowing in the same direction. Look out for the Chargers. I said, strictly off of vibes, and I'm a big vibes guy. I'm going to continue that. Give me the Los Angeles Chargers at home, winning by at least 2.5. Can I get that at 2?
No, it's 2.5 or 3.
AJ, you want 3 with the Broncos?
Yes, I do. Give me the Broncos plus 3. I'll take it.
Okay, Gumpy loves it. Gumpy, what are you going with?
I love the Chargers. I'll be the last guy to admit it I don't think they're good. They are unbelievable this season. The way their defense plays is incredible.
Man, I wonder if Herbert was the right pick there. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Would love to know the stats on how many times Sean Payton's lost 3 straight games.
Has it ever happened?
Boy, oh boy. I'm not sure.
Why? Who do they
What are
have
the
next?
stats? What are the stats on running into Danny Dimes? What are the stats on having to run into this team? That is a juggernaut, brother. Okay, I think that's tough. Saints, Seahawks. Seahawks minus 7.5. You?
My pick? Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, yeah.
Yep, me too. Dallas Cowboys taking on the Chicago Bears.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Cowboys favorite. Okay, me too. San Francisco hosting the Arizona Cardinals, favored by 2.5. They have potentially Mac Jones, even though Brock Purdy might be getting his way back in to the lineup. He looked good in practice. He didn't seemingly have extra braces. He was throwing. He looked like he was getting back into it. Shanahan saying he's wanting to get back. There's a chance he plays. Doesn't matter if there's Mac or Brock for that offense against this particular Arizona Cardinals team, AJ.
I think it does matter, but no, maybe not as much as I think, because I like what Mac is able to do. I think whether it's Mac or Brock, I will take the San Francisco 49ers here.
Me as well. Then we got the Chiefs and the Giants. Chiefs favored by 6.5 in MetLife.
There's a 5.5 out there as well still, if you really like the Chiefs.
Okay, let's go to Bruce Brown, New York Giants on Sunday Night Football. Thank God. Last week, you said we didn't give enough coverage to how great Russell Wilson and the New York Giants played. We only paid attention to the last second of both the end of the game and the end of overtime as the Dallas Cowboys broke your heart after Russell Wilson's most prolific day passing in his entire career happens to be with the New York Giants. Bruce, are you thinking that maybe the Giants slay the Kansas City Chiefs and send the Chiefs to 0-3? Oh, my God. That would be insanity on Monday if that was to happen.
I am thinking that. Battle of the 0-2s here. Somebody's O has got to go. Made a ton of mistakes week 1 against the Commanders. Corrected those mistakes. Made different mistakes against the Cowboys. But I think we got something that the Chiefs don't right now. That's a downfield passing attack. And I think we correct those mistakes. Cover this 6.5, 5.5, no problem. And there is a chance that we do send the Chiefs to 0-3. I just want to point out, Pat, that old 37-17 against the spread stat, you faded all of them so far. So this is your chance here to take a team that is 0-2 as an underdog against the spread.
I know it's tough for me just to become a believer when these eyes have seen what it's seen, but with these two teams, it hasn't seen that good. It's tough for me not to just pick the Chiefs immediately here, AJ. But this has been a new me. I think I've proven that this is a new me. I picked against the Chiefs last week. Why do it again? AJ, who are you doing?
Well, you know what? With all that you said, from the jump, I was leaning Giants here, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm taking Giants plus 6.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I know. I think the Giants could win this game.
I mean, they really didn't look that bad.
No, I think they got some explosivity on defense, too. That can wreak some havoc.
Yeah. Hey, yell down there and ask those guys.
Yeah, see what those guys
see what the party thinks.
I'm sure they know.
Are they still doing it, or?
They do.
Hey, you like the Giants plus 6.5 against the Chiefs?
No, the guy goes, no.
Marks.
I heard him go, no.
I'm taking the Giants plus 6.5. I don't believe that guy. That guy.
Boom.
He's out in the sun. He's cooking out there. Who knows what he knows? I like the Giants plus 6.5. And Bruce, I'm only doing this so that on Monday I can say, "Oh, thanks, Bruce. Thanks so much, Bruce,
No,
for
we're
this
doing
entire
it this
pick."
time. We're doing it this time.
You
Andrew
support the
Thomas
Colts,
might go.
Okay, you support the Colts as much as you do. I'll support the Giants for you, and I still think the Chiefs win. That's a little double for you. Speaking of a double, why don't you double your happiness with our friends at DoorDash?
Hell yeah.
Oh, you got Gumpy, can you come help me out here again?
Come on,
Gumpy, can you come let people know that they can order this pizza right here if they really wanted to. It's okay. They could get this particular pizza right here if they really wanted to. The one that you brought in to share with everybody and you brought into the screen.
down there.
What is DoorDash all about? Well, it's about bringing happiness. It's about putting people in positions to succeed. It's about you hanging out at your house, having a temptation of something, like this pizza that Gumpy brought into the camera right here, and going on DoorDash and getting it delivered right to your house. You don't even have to leave your couch. Holy hell, I'd like a 5-star steak. You got it with our friends at DoorDash. I need a little medicine. You got it with your friends at DoorDash. How about shorts from Dick's or anywhere else? You got it. And then if you need this piece of pizza that looks so damn delightful, and I don't know why Gumpy holds it this way every single week.
I know.
You go to our friends at DoorDash, you can save up to $250 this season when you order on game days. Obviously, you can scan this QR code and get something really special. Ain't that right, Gumpy?
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on.
You're not holding it anymore.
Why the
hold it.
pizza?
Don't let go.
Why didn't the pizza?
Don't let go of the rope.
All right.
Gump, you got to hold that.
That's not, I guess you didn't bring pizza this week.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
WrestlePalooza tomorrow night in Indianapolis. Obviously, everybody's going to be jacked up. Brock Lesnar, John Cena started. What's going to be the main event there? I don't think that's been announced yet. Excited for the entire evening. Check that out on the ESPN app. Should be fun. Indianapolis will be alive for that. And tomorrow morning's game day. Let's go do some picks for Cena-Lesnar. I'll start with Gumpy. Gumpy, you think it's the GOAT or the Beast that'll kick off the ESPN WWE era with a dub?
I think the GOAT gets the Beast one last time.
Okay, John Cena is what Bubba Gumpino is saying. Let's get to the talks table at Boston Connor and Ty Schmidt. Who do you like? How do you like it?
I mean, this is a no-brainer. This is John Cena's time. So I think, had he been called John Cena, had he been called the correct name leading up into the promo of this, probably nothing. But I'm guessing hearing him called John Cena about 10 times, that probably, lit a little fire in his gut, in his belly, and I don't think he wants to lose to the Beast Incarnate. So I'm going with John Cena.
Yeah, see, I kind of see it the opposite. I think Cena's thinking, like, wait, am I John Cena or am I John Cena? Have I been calling myself the wrong name? I've been saying you can't see me, but can I see me? That's kind of where I think Cena's at. So I think the Beast comes home. I think it's going to be an absolute wash. The F5, yeah, you're going to see 15 of them. So if you're in the front row, bring a rag. There's going to be blood. And Cena's probably not going to be able to come back until, maybe even Mania. I mean, he might not be able to finish out his run.
last time is now.
Yeah.
The last time is tomorrow, potentially, with what Brock does to Cena. These guys have known each other a long time. They know each other's style. They know what everybody's about. I thought maybe if John Cena was still, mad and mean and and pissed off at the WWE Universe, maybe Brock Lesnar will be able to see a different form of John Cena, you know, but he has seen this particular John Cena before. I don't know if John Cena has seen this Brock Lesnar. Have you seen Brock right now, AJ? He looks bigger. I mean, I've only seen him on TV and on clips. He looks bigger and stronger than he's ever looked. Does he not?
Huge.
And while John Cena has been going around town to town celebrating the, you know, the end of this entire thing while filming 3 different movies, Brock's been what? Up in secluded areas, just lifting and eating and training. That's literally got a big foot up there.
Ripping telephone poles out of the ground.
You took all the words right out of my mouth. You ever seen Rocky 4? Okay, Rocky's out in the Siberian winter training while Drago's got all these nice things. That's what Brock's been doing up there. John doesn't know who he is. Is he a heel? Is he a face? Tell you what, the entrances may take longer than the match, actually. So, yeah, give me Brock.
Yeah. You think Brock's going to end this thing quick? You don't think John Cena's going to go, well, you think he's just going to roll over and flop around? They are right.
I don't think he has a choice.
This is John Cena.
I don't think he has a choice, brother.
This is the beast.
Incarnate.
When this happens.
Sin is old.
He'll be big.
What?
Yeah. Sin is old and he's thinking about acting.
He's lost his fastball.
Oh, you think he's a little Ricky Stanicky and around, and Brock Lesnar has never thought about Brocky Stanicky ever.
Sin is walking around like this. Just like this.
Bone's going to kick your
Brock's
ass.
walking around like this, like, where the fuck is this motherfucker?
Serious.
And Sin is like,
Now, what's Brock? How's Brock
in wrestling.
Brock lives for
like
one
this.
thing, and that's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
true.
Oh, and Cena doesn't?
And
No.
hey, excuse me. Cena's taking an L at some point. Brock Lesnar's lost too, hasn't he?
No.
Cody beat him, right?
No.
Never.
No.
Maybe DQ or
Never.
Yeah, that's revisionist history. And, you know, to your point, you know, Brock does count 1, 2, 3. Cena counts 3, 2, 1 action. You know, it's completely different.
Actually,
see what you did there.
How good did you feel about that? You felt real good about
I'm
it.
honestly just pissed that I didn't just jump in and say it immediately after Tony said that one, but I still got it out. Still getting my shots up. Still getting my darts on the
Still get your
board.
shots up. Still get your shots up. Still get your shots up. AJ, who do you like, Brock or John?
I mean, after what Conman just threw out there now, I like Brock here. I think Brock may win in under 30 seconds, too. They're going to kick everything off with a bang. Here we go. Let's get the rest of the card in.
Okay.
All right, well, good luck to the John Cena supporters and the Brock Lesnar supporters. Good luck to all football fans as we're about to have an incredible weekend as this football season is going to continue to dazzle, entertain, and enlighten us about the good things in this life, which is coming together to celebrate one thing, and that's ball. We'll be doing that on Overreaction Monday. Have the greatest weekend of your life. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to be a part of your day and for allowing us to do this for a living. Shout out to the GM of Miami Baseball, giving me a baseball jersey.
Hell yeah.
Scumpy. I try to put this thing on. It is going to be a little tight, okay, a little motivation. Maybe for me not to be the body type that I'm currently trying to achieve. Maybe try to get a little bit tighter so I can get this. If not, Gumpy might be wearing this thing pretty soon. Go Hurricanes and go Gators. We appreciate them being a part of tomorrow as well. All right, AJ, anything for the team?
No, I thought Gumpy may have had some encouraging words as we sign off here. Oh, he didn't have yours.
He thought you maybe would have encouraging words as we sign off.
Oh, yeah, for sure, AJ. Thank you. AJ, that's a great sweater. Go Ohio State. Good luck to all the college football teams tomorrow. Everybody's NFL teams on Sunday. Let's have the greatest football weekend of all time, AJ.
Gump. Hell yeah, all right, Gump.
See your friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. Goodbye.